If I told you the things I've seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So it's best I just don't say. I've lived 1,000 lives, I've piloted 1,000 souls, I killed and fought and died just for a single role.
Greetings! I totally missed the cue that you hit the button. I was looking at you, and I glanced away for a second, and then you did the signal, and I glanced back and missed it. So, all right.
So natural.
Here we are. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen and folks from the internet. I am CADave, and this is Happy Jack's RPG Podcast, episode 2 of Insert Coin Floodwater. Our Things from the Flood actual play, and sequel to our Tales from the Loop actual play from a year ago or so. Or a little longer than that. I don't know. Sometime back. But you can find it at happyjacks.org/shows. I remember to say it this time.
That's real.
The first thing I would like to do before we go any farther is issue a general warning for folks. This game is going to have some tough themes to it. Substance abuse issues and emotional problems and dealing with death and sadness and all kinds of stuff like that in the pursuit of RPG fun. But it will make for a fun story and an interesting arc to follow, and that's what I want to do. So I should go around the table. To my left.
Oh, that's me. Hello, I'm Jason. I'm playing Jackson Clay, also known as Crash. He is the Motorhead in the game and is a PhD engineer.
Hi, everyone. I'm playing Danny Alonzo. He is the party animal, and he's a real big deal in Hollywood, you know.
I'm Jay. I'm playing Colin McKelvin, the Seeker, and just a librarian. Not even, actually, that's a lie. Not even a librarian. Just a library assistant. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry.
Hey, library assistants make the world go round.
I'm sorry. I already lied. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Not the first or last lie today.
I don't lie.
Oh.
Well, you can't. Hi, everybody. I'm Sam. I play Cassie Abrams, who is the hacker, PhD roboticist / astrophysicist, and friend of the robot resistance.
Nerd team.
And I'm Mac. I'm playing Midge Johansen, who is the lone wolf and currently deputy sergeant of the town.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's well said.
Cool.
Well, you know what? I think we should do what happened last time,
Okay.
and then we'll do our questions.
Recap. I'm not writing these to Francois because he and Cassie are no longer together.
Oh.
Sorry, you guys.
Yes. What?
If you listen to our other actual play, I wrote all of my recaps to her space camp boyfriend, Francois, who everybody thought was fake. Go listen to it.
So is this now like your data recorder, like voice recording all your notes?
Sure, yes. Boulder City, Nevada, summer 1995.
Yeah.
Midge was patrolling her usual beat. She saw a swerving car and pulled it over. The driver, drunk, was Danny. He thought it was a prank when he saw Midge dressed as a cop, but she wasn't having it and made him get out of the car. He denied drinking, and she made him take a breathalyzer. He did not pass. She told him she'll give him a break this one time, and puts him in the cruiser to take him home. It was an awkward ride. Monday morning at Crash's house, 6:30 a.m., alarm goes off. Crash is working in the garage with our band's cassette tape playing in the background. Eventually, Maddie comes down, dressed for school in full 90s grunge flannel. She heads out the front door without a goodbye. Teenagers. She wants to walk and meets up with another kid at the end of the block. Crash recognizes the kid, Sean Freeman, from her yearbook. At 9 o'clock and 20 seconds, he calls Cassie and hears a car pull up as it's ringing. After a quick shouted conversation over the sound of whirring and clanking, he answers the door. It's a person he sort of recognizes, and they serve him with a notice, a legal notice. Simultaneously, 3 other notices are similarly served, with an estate letter summoning them to a meeting on Tuesday for a reading of the will. Midge wandered aimlessly in the house, lost when she wasn't working. There were case files spread out over the dining room table, a body found in the middle of the beach, unidentified with no footprints around it. She heads out to the beach to investigate. It's more of a rocky beach. She checks out the depression where the body was, about 10 yards from the water, but doesn't learn much. At the lab, Cassie was testing the prototype Crash body reflexes, while Victoria, a refugee robot, searched the web with message boards for other robots in need. At Danny's, he's awoken by his dad, who answers the door for the person with the letter. He stumbles to the door while his dad pulls out a full breakfast plate from the oven. Danny hands the letter to his dad, confused, and he suggests Danny call his mom. She is also confused. Everyone is okay, and they are building a pool. He calls his sister Lisa, and her phone isn't in range, so he leaves a message. Cassie and Victoria search the web for recent deaths and find a coroner's report about Jack from the record store, dying of natural causes. She and Crash decide they need to tell Danny in person and ride over in Crash's parents' Ford Taurus. Sweet mom car. Danny answers the door after straightening his robe and invites them in, offering them French toast and coffee. Cassie accepts, but Crash doesn't eat or drink much these days. He leaves one of the band cassettes on the mantle when Danny goes to get the coffee. Crash delivers the news, and Danny takes it hard, collapsing onto the couch. They compare letters, and Danny tells them that Midge is back in town, and is a cop. They have a super awkward conversation, and no hugs. Then they leave to ruin Midge's day with the news. On the drive over, Cassie noticed down a trash-ridden alley that there's an unkempt man going through some garbage in Oasis Park. She notes the location for later because that was weird. Marge greets them at the station, buzzes them into the station back to her office. Crash knocks and delivers the news. She's pretty standoffish and thinks Danny did something at first. She also got a letter. Crash takes Cassie back to the lab and they trade music cassettes, a new drum track, and some Aphex Twin. Next day, they all dress up to go to the meeting in a conference room at a small law office. Karen Locklear sits down and tells them the deceased asked her to expedite the will. Jack left us his estate, the record store, and its contents, and also a note that he wrote. He forgave us and left a number for a New York agent at the store. It gets real awkward, and Midge suggests they all get some breakfast, so they went to IHOP. On the way, Midge notices that Danny isn't 100% sober. Crash takes an aside with Cassie to thank her for being there, and she tells him she probably wouldn't have come if he wasn't there either. They do a cute shoulder bump because hugs would be awkward. They talk about waiting a month to decide if they all want to sell the store over breakfast. After some uneasy silence, everyone starts to catch up. Cassie and Crash start to nerd out over robotics when Danny asks her how the research is going. And then Cassie asks Midge about her success at the police station. She notices that Danny gets super tense. Analyzing his behavior, she is pretty sure he's been in trouble with the law, and maybe isn't as successful as he says. Cassie gives Midge her pager number in case the Force needs something scienced or whatever.
Independent contractor.
Yeah. They all went their separate ways. Crash paid the check surreptitiously, and Cassie told him about her observations of Danny. And then as a side, in between the last episode and this one, Cassie wanted to investigate the alleyway guy.
We'll get to that.
For reasons.
Reasons.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes, we'll get to the mysterious alleyway garbage can searcher.
Weird garbage guy in an alley.
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll get to him in a minute. But the first thing we should do is talk about the questions for EXP. So, starting with number 1. As always, it's if you participated in the session, you get 1 EXP. Then the next question now is, did your problem or relationships get you in trouble?
Yes.
Is this the first time we got XP?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I mean, yeah, we all had an awkward pancake breakfast.
Yeah, I'm marking that
That
one.
was pretty problematic.
The next one is, were you broken and forced to take a scar?
I was not.
So that one will be kind of rare.
Okay.
Then did you put yourself in harm's way to resolve the mystery? Again.
I think so.
And then did you learn something new? Is the last.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jack is dead.
I own a record shop.
And
We own a
We
record shop.
own a record shop.
That's a weird way to say that.
That was a weird way to say that.
starting this episode also, I want to do at the end of the episode, if somebody around the table did something that you as a player think was awesome, you can give them an XP.
Cool.
So I'm hoping that's not going to turn into like one person does something awesome and they get BAM! Here's a whole level up 5 XP from everybody, but we'll see. And I'm pretty sure that you guys are going to spread that around because you all come up with awesome stuff, so it'll be cool. So we'll see how that one goes. But I like the idea of some extra rewards that you guys can pass around. And, that doesn't have to be like super heroic success. It could be like just a great moment in the story. That kind of thing. All right. So, let's go ahead and pick up with Crash and Cassie going to check out the possible transient alleyway garbage searching dude.
Yeah.
Because I believe you both said you wanted to go do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's up to whether Cassie tells Crash what's going on. I don't remember if you told.
Yeah, I think she would probably mention it.
Okay, then yes.
Just because,
would
hey, I
wanna
saw
go
this
back.
weird thing on the way. Do you want to go check it out?
Yeah, I would want to go.
Okay. So you can get back to the alleyway where you saw him.
Okay.
And it's still the same day, so the garbage cans are still out and everything.
Yeah.
And at that point, you'd probably have to do mind investigate.
Okay. Mind investigate.
And we both can, or is there like a help, or?
A help is you can give 1 die.
Oh, okay. There.
That's a
You
bonus.
probably
Or,
have
you could roll your own.
more
You
than
could
I
roll
do.
it to be like...
Maybe. I have 5 dice for this.
I've got 4.
Okay.
So, do you want that one, or should I roll 4 dice?
No, I mean, like, you could roll the 1 you're giving.
Oh.
Just so you get to
Oh,
participate.
yeah, you roll it.
Yeah. I
I
helped.
got 1 6.
Okay, so with 1-6, you get 2 questions you can ask me
Okay.
that I must then answer honestly, if not fully.
2 questions. Okay. Do I have options for questions or just anything I can think of?
You're good. Anything you can think of about the scene.
Ooh.
It doesn't look like... it doesn't look like the person made a huge mess anywhere.
Okay.
Like, it's not like the trash barrels are, like, overturned and stuff has been rifled through or anything
Yeah.
major, but... So you don't really have, like, an exact spot down this alley that you'd be like, obviously this is what they were looking for.
Yeah.
But other than that, it looks kind of normal.
Okay.
And they're not still here.
All right. 2 questions. Is there anything unusual about the contents of this garbage?
One of the bins is from, like, the little corner bodega place.
Uh-huh.
And it has a lot of, like, just expired and leftover stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the extra bread at the end of the day that they didn't make into sandwiches and that kind of stuff gets thrown in there.
Okay. Got it. And then is there like from I don't know, are there any like footprints or can I tell like a direction that like someone left the alley?
Probably not. But you could have another question.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's kind of cheap. To be like,
Sure. Just no.
yeah.
Nope.
Hey, good question, but no.
But no. Let's see.
Well, how about I put it this way? You can't really tell a direction, but you can tell that somebody pulled out a bunch of that food stuff and ate some, because you can see some of the like package wrappers and stuff that were dropped to like behind the can that make it look like somebody was like rifling through, grabbed some stuff, ate something, maybe stuffed something in a bag and ran off. That kind of thing. So it looks mainly like they were looking for food over here, not...
Okay. Curious.
Yeah, I mean, there's a shelter in town. I mean, it's been pretty crowded since the flood, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worse than the dumpster.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty unusual to see somebody in this town that desperate for food that they'd be raiding the trash.
Yeah. Although a lot of people are out of work with the loop down.
Yeah. I wonder if there's anything we could do about that.
Yeah, I mean, the whole world wants the loop unflooded.
Oh, well, no, not about that. I mean, about if people are that hungry in the town.
Oh. I could build more charging chairs.
I don't think that will
Less helpful,
help the
you're
humans,
right.
yeah.
I was trying to make a joke and it wasn't very good.
That was a good joke.
Okay, I'll log that.
Something to think on.
Yeah, if we had some way to gather or generate food, that's grow food.
Yep.
That would be something.
Or like, what about if the corner store has like all this food they're gonna throw out that's like just day old bread or
We
whatever,
could collect food.
and bring it to the shelter.
Yeah, just so it doesn't go to waste.
Exactly. Redistribute the food we do have.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. I'll have to think about this.
Okay.
And keep an eye out for more people in need.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good plan.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do while you're there?
Did you hear any more about your friend with that copy of Machine God 3?
No.
Because my copy hasn't arrived, and I've been waiting for it.
It's so weird though. Like, I haven't heard of anybody that got their copy that like has played it or that I've heard from since.
Yeah.
And it's super weird because what was her name? Technopagan49 is like always online, and I haven't heard from her in like almost a week.
Yeah, the IRC fan chat everyone's been wanting to get theirs, but no one said they got it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I got it, I wouldn't be online very much either.
No, but like not even to check in or
That's true. I mean, you can't play like 24/7.
or like brag like, oh,
Yeah.
it's so good,
I would definitely do that.
right? Somebody would have left a review by now, but it's just been quiet.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's weird. Do you know where she lives? They live?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe do some research and find out.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard to figure
You're
out.
right. I'm starting to get kind of worried though.
Yeah.
I don't know. We should get back to the lab either way.
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
All right. So then I think we should go. We'll say that we'll skip ahead a little bit. So now it's, unless somebody has something very specific they need to accomplish, it's going to be the night before Jack's funeral.
Quick question. What's your robo roommate's name again?
Victoria.
Victoria.
Thank you. Cool.
Okay. So we'll go to, the night before Jack's funeral. And I think we should go to Colin's house.
That sounds like a place that everyone's going to want to hang out. That's a great place to spend your time.
Sure. So, what does your house look like?
It's not very big. You know, it's probably a small, maybe 2 stories.
Okay.
In sort of a quiet part of town. Maybe a part of town, like, was there like a development? Like a housing development?
Most of the houses here are probably in development blocks.
I'm like not in the development block. Like one of the old houses next to it that's like way more run down than what's in the development. And it's right now pretty poorly kept.
Okay.
Because it's pretty much just me and my mom, who's not doing a lot.
What's she watching tonight?
A lot of Jeopardy.
Okay.
Watches a lot of Jeopardy.
I
She
dig it.
keeps finding Jeopardy on. I don't know how.
Oh, weird.
And I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't quite tell if she's watching reruns or if it's the same episode of Jeopardy that just seems to never end.
Yeah. What if you're getting other time zones?
Yeah,
Because Jeopardy's at 7 o'clock. We know that.
Yeah, but it seems somehow she's always watching Jeopardy.
It's always 7 o'clock somewhere.
Somewhere. Yep. I don't know how she managed it. She does.
Is it Jeopardy in other languages?
But it's also like, it's again, I'm like, is this the same episode?
You're like, I'm pretty sure I heard that question before.
Exactly. And that person seems like they're always on it. That one contestant always seems to be there. I don't know. I don't know.
Weird.
I can't tell. It's weird. It's weird. So I don't go back in her room a lot.
Sure.
I bring her, the Swanson TV dinners.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's a pull.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pretty much that's our nightly routine as I make up the 2, come back from the library, make 2 Swanson TV dinners.
The one with the chicken nugget and the brownie. That's that's the good one.
Yeah.
You just have to
the
go
apple
from...
pie. It's a lot of the Salisbury steak.
You
Yeah,
have
with
to
the
wait.
apple pie.
Salisbury steak and the apple compote.
Yep.
You have to wait for the brownie to go from temperature of the sun to
Yep.
brick.
And there's no middle
Yeah,
point.
I'd
It's
rather
just-
have the brick though, because I've injured
Oh,
myself.
no, I always ate it at temperature
Oh,
of the
God.
sun.
Oof.
You're
Yep.
brave and strong.
Plus it's against heat.
Yeah.
I can't generate my own.
This is my only fuel, the burning brownie. All right. Out your window, from where you're living, you can see out into the, not DMZ, like exclusionary zone. That's the word I was looking
Okay.
for. So, like, from where you live, you've got a view out that direction. So, like, there's city lights for a couple more blocks, and then blackness.
Cool.
But out over the blackness tonight, you see like a collection of lights that doesn't look like a helicopter or a plane, but there's a lot of them. Like it looks almost like someone took the roof off of a house with Christmas lights on it and it's flying along out over that area.
That's a normal thing to do.
It's too many lights. That's not. All right. Is it just sort of like hovering? Is it?
It's not moving fast.
Yeah.
But it's not like it is moving along. Like it's not patrolling or like doing
Okay.
like a search pattern or anything. But it's kind of like you notice it, and then after you make the first TV dinner, you look and it's moved a little farther. Like it's not moving fast enough that you're like,
Right.
but
It's
it is
moving
moving in one direction.
Closer?
Probably just
Laterally?
parallel to you. Yeah.
And we did establish it's June, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so not Christmas time.
So it's not Christmas
It is
time.
not Christmas time.
Not time for Santa. That is not Santa's sled. We just...
And if it is, he's taking a real slow path. Like he's
All right.
not going to make it through all the kids
All
tonight
right.
at that speed.
Not pennies, but... All right. So...
Nice.
Well, I watch it
Okay.
a little. I guess I go out in the backyard
All right.
and sort of try to get a little closer look.
Why don't you make a mind investigate roll?
All right. Mind investigate.
It does sound like one of those moments where you're looking at something, you're like, what am I looking at right now? I cannot parse this information.
So that's 5 and 2, right?
Yep. So that's 7 dice altogether.
7 dice.
Nice.
So this is over the area of the city that is still
Not
flooded and
habitable,
waterlogged.
yes.
Okay. Is there like a berm or something that keeps that part of the city, or is it just elevation?
Just kind of elevation.
Wow, you
at
have
that.
5
5
successes?
6, yeah?
Wow.
What the?
Sherlock Holmes over here.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what
He
kind
walks
of
out in his
uniform
yard
it
and he's
is.
like,
I can
Yeah.
see exactly what that
I've
is.
seen it.
I just read the book about this.
so the way it works is your first success gets you 2 questions you can ask me.
Okay.
Each additional success is an additional question. So that's
6.
6
Six
total questions about
All
the
right.
situation.
What is it?
What, yeah. Tell me exactly what it is in detail.
Well,
Is it getting closer?
it is not getting closer. But with that many successes, I will give you just a complete answer. How about this? Yeah,
right.
Instead of having to come up with like a bunch of different
Sure.
questions, you get outside and you realize that it's one of those magnetrine ships,
Oh.
like the hover kind of
Yeah.
vessels, and it's probably in the neighborhood of like 30 meters
Wow.
long. So it's
Whoa.
almost 100 feet long.
That's big,
wow.
yeah.
Like the size of a pretty decent sized yacht.
Okay.
Catch it.
Well, it's not low enough to like you can.
Not with that attitude.
Yes, you're right. But you can see on the side of it that it's got like an early version of a jumbotron kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's like a thing. It's not lit right now,
Right.
except it has like a little line of lights that goes across it. But once you got outside, you can kind of see more clearly that it looks like it could light up and show like big text or something
Okay.
on it, but it is not
But
right.
it's not showing me anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with that many, you probably already know that the number of lights on it is like the minimum required for a magnetrine ship that's flying in the United States.
Okay.
So it's like they're following the law, but they're not trying to be fancy or
I
advertise.
know
or-
it's trying. All right.
How high off the ground is it?
Probably 200 feet.
200 feet off the
Oh,
ground.
that's quite a bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Quite high.
Jump.
We need an extension for this butterfly net.
Yep.
I go back inside, take my princess phone off the wall.
All right.
The princess phone?
Yeah. Classic princess phone.
What is that? I don't know what that means.
It was like a plastic phone that was sort of like half a dome, and it's like the classic like
Oh, that's called a
ovally-
princess
yeah.
phone.
Oblong.
Okay, I didn't know that was called the princess phone. I know what that phone is,
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, the princess phone,
Got it.
and I dial with the number pad. 'Cause at least it's not a rotary, for God's sake.
We have a rotary in our hallway.
1995.
Crash's house.
And I call Cassie.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. The smart one.
And I go, hey Cassie.
Oh, Colin, what's going on?
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
I'm not like interrupting you.
Oh, no, I was just searching some message boards trying to track down a friend.
Cool.
But
Cool. Is it important? That's like what you're doing tonight?
I mean, no, I was gonna do this and
Did
then
my
do a little
audiobook
work
come
in the
in?
lab. What?
Did my audiobook come in?
Oh, let me ask him. Did Crash's audiobook come in?
I think so. I don't know. I've got notes at work. Sorry.
Maybe.
Probably? I think so. I
But
think
the
so.
library's not open.
Oh, he's not at the library.
No.
What time is it?
It's like 9 o'clock at
It's like
night.
9
Yeah.
o'clock. Library's
Genuine
closed.
question from Crash. Like, what?
Yeah, oh, so you and Crash are like together?
Yeah, he's here at the lab.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't want to like interrupt or anything.
No, you're not interrupting anything.
Cool. Well, it's like
That's delightful. You and Crash are together? Yeah, he's here at the lab.
Yep. We are physically in the same space right now.
yeah.
It's very literal.
So there's like it's like a ship hovering, like a magnetron ship.
Wait, there's a magnetron ship?
Yeah.
Where?
Like, I don't know, 200 feet from my house.
Well, like 200 feet in the sky, but
In
it's
the sky.
probably, I don't know, like a half a mile.
It's like it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, like a mile. It's over in the exclusionary
There's
zone.
a magnetron ship in the exclusion zone?
What?
Yeah. So I didn't know what to do.
We'll pick you up in 5 minutes.
Okay, thanks. Cool.
Huh?
We're going to where it is.
All right. Cool. I mean, if that's what you want to do, like I said, I don't want to like
Get your
interrupt.
flashlight
Okay.
and wear dark clothing in case we have to do a B&E.
All right.
Yeah. Crash is like changing out of his like coveralls, into like a black sweater and,
All right. Well,
and a hat and
that
yeah.
like escalated quickly, but cool.
Standing in a mirror, deciding like, or not. Hmm.
Cassie, like, her personal motto is like, crime for science!
Well, plus
All right.
I hear Magnetron and I think like it's probably just one of those derelict ones, and I've been wanting to catch one. So that's my like phraseology would be like they're just drifting, and if you catch one, it belongs to you.
That's called salvage.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd really like it'd be handy to have something like that to move heavy things and.
I believe that the aerotime law is that it's salvage and that you can go ahead and keep it.
Yep.
Yep.
It is the literal Flying Dutchman.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so as Cassie hangs up is when I'm like, should we call Midge? Oh, you're gone.
She's already
I
in the
guess
car.
we shouldn't call Midge.
Gets bag of
I'll
tools.
just wait. Okay.
Well, you can.
I mean, I don't want to interrupt Midge. She's very busy.
Also, I specifically mentioned crime.
You did
Probably
specifically
shouldn't call the
mention D&E. And I didn't ask anyone, so I don't know.
Well, we're not supposed to go in the exclusion zone, but
Also true, but
we're
no
not
one's supposed
do
to
a lot
go.
of things.
It's just wet.
And stinky.
It doesn't
Yeah.
exclude us. We're trying to do science.
Right, we're scientists.
That's how that works.
That's where the science is. In there.
Yep.
All right. So you guys make your way over there. And it's still visible in the sky, but like I said, it's a ways out there.
Oh, as we're leaving, I asked Victoria,
Mm-hmm.
because she knows how to use the internet, right?
Yes,
She,
uh-huh.
Yeah. So, Victoria, can you look and see if any like registered magnetrine drifters are in the area or anything like that? Like some of them are tracked and some of them aren't, and I'm hoping this doesn't belong to anybody.
Sure. She's
Awesome.
happy
Thank you.
happy to start looking.
Oh, that's
There's
awesome.
absolutely a BBS of people who track this stuff. That's
Oh, yeah.
magnetune
Yeah.
drifters.
I'd give her my
Oh, yeah.
login for that because I'm a mod on that.
That is so great. I love that so much. Oh, that headcanon is so cool.
Yeah.
Like train spotters or
Yeah.
bird
Oh, yeah.
watchers or
Yeah.
some weird combination of the two.
Yeah. Mag spotters.
Mag spotters.
For sure.
She can page me if she finds any info, I guess.
Yeah.
That is useful. That device.
Yeah, right?
Even when you're
If
not
only
a
you
drug
could
dealer.
get like a phone
Yeah.
call on it. That would be real good.
Oh,
Yeah. That's Now hold on.
But
Or
with
like
the
a longer
wire,
message,
though.
maybe with text.
Well, yeah. You could. It's going through a computer.
Yeah. Just the screen is so small.
Well, am I driving? I'm a
Yeah, you're
distracted
driving.
driver.
I mean, it is 1995, so like you guys know what cell phones are.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
They're just still pretty expensive.
Yeah, and no
Yeah, you
one's
can't afford
like
that.
doing a lot of text on it, right? Like,
Oh
you
no,
can
like
text a little
texting,
bit.
text
Texting's not a
messaging.
thing.
There's probably those pagers that like the fancier pager that
Oh,
like
yeah.
you can
can get-
send like person would call and leave a message, and then literally somebody had to sit there and type it out, and then it went to your pager as text.
That's not what Cassie has.
No.
But like those exist, but like the cell phones that are around at that point weren't sending text messages.
Yeah, okay.
It was just making calls.
Well, we're racing through town to get to Colin's house quickly.
All right. Why don't you do a body move?
Well, that's... Okay.
If you're really racing...
I'm in a hurry.
He wants to name this one.
Yeah, I got one.
Okay. So you make it there safely.
Don't
That was
crash the
just
car.
if you were caught doing a California stop at a stop sign or
Yep.
something like that. Not necessarily by Midge, but just, there are other police officers. in
Are
town.
there? I don't think so. She won. She is the king of the police now.
Oh.
And that's how that works, right?
Yeah.
You defeated the other police.
There can be only
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Naturally.
I saw that movie.
Yeah.
Deputy Assistant Highlander.
Yep.
I would watch that show.
I would absolutely watch that show.
Netflix, get on it.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah.
Okay. You can both make a mind empathize roll for me while you're on your drive.
Sure.
Okay.
And Crash, you take one extra die less because you're driving.
Oh, -1? Okay, so I'm rolling 2 dice.
That can be enough.
It is not.
2 successes.
Okay. So like, you guys are having this conversation about better pagers and all that, and Crash is driving pretty fast. Out, like, as you're looking over at him, Cassie, and you're talking to him, out past him, when you're going by, you see a guy with a bicycle, and he's wearing all dark colors, and he has like a dark colored beanie on. And he's on this bicycle, and he's got, it looks like a army surplus duffel bag kind of thing on his back.
Oh.
Like it's a big, bulky backpack on. And you notice him mainly because as you guys drive by, you see him and he kind of like looks alarmed.
Oh.
Not that you like pass super close to him or anything. Like he's like on the side of the street, safe. You didn't almost hit him or something, but like as you guys drive by, you can see that this dude like suddenly like jerks.
That's weird.
Well, I didn't even notice, so I'm good.
Can I look out the back window as we go and like, what's this guy doing after being startled?
You see him and he's pulled the backpack down from his back, and he's like
Rummaging
doing
in it?
something with it. Yeah, you don't have a real good.
It's a bomb.
Yes, he's arming the bomb.
Of course.
Oh.
No, that
If I
is
know
not
anything about backpacks, they're full of bombs.
Crash, slow down. Can you stop the car?
Yeah,
There was a weird guy.
we're stopping because we saw a weird guy?
Yeah, I want to back up. Listen,
I mean, I'm already slowing down, but I'm like,
magnet
wait,
train
what?
ships fly slow. They're not going to get away. This guy on a bicycle with this giant backpack all in dark clothing, he stopped. Like,
What if he's trying to claim it?
oh, he's not going to get there before us. He's on a bicycle.
Oh, yeah.
But he opened his backpack and started rifling in it after we went by, and he got real startled by us.
Okay, well, I've stopped the car at this point. I don't think I'm going to hit reverse. But I'm
Well,
like,
you pulled over and like
Yeah.
you can still just barely see him, but you can tell that he has noticed that your car has stopped, and it seems like he's putting his backpack back on.
Okay. See, it's that guy. The one putting the backpack on over there
okay, so he's just riding around at night in dark clothes.
with a huge army surplus backpack on
And
his
no
back
lights.
and no lights.
That's not normal.
Nope.
So you want to talk to him?
No.
Okay. Off we go.
Okay.
What is he doing after he puts his backpack back on?
It looks like he's looking your direction.
But not riding.
He's not riding towards you. But it looks like he has finished closing up his backpack. He puts it on, and he is sitting there like, with like one leg on the ground and his hands on the bike.
See, isn't that weird? How he's just like sitting there looking.
Well,
at
we
us?
probably freaked him out. He's probably taking some equipment out to get weather measurements, and we scared him.
Maybe. I'm gonna jot down the time, his description, and like the location I saw him.
Okay.
Just for later.
Okay.
Okay. I guess we should go.
Okay.
Just looks so suspicious. I guess so do we.
He looks like he's maybe a little bit older than you guys. Like
Okay.
early 30s-ish.
Unimaginably old.
Yes. To the one potentially immortal one in the group. He's
I don't like to think about it.
but like mid-30s. Looks like a white guy with a tan.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're in the desert, so...
Yeah. You didn't really see hair color because he's got the beanie on.
Okay.
But he has pretty iridescent green eyes.
Ooh.
Not like supernaturally weird, but like you saw as you drove by, he kind of went
Oh, yeah.
like that in the light. And going by, you saw that they were pretty bright.
Bright green eyes. Look for a guy with green.
Okay.
Who's suspicious? There's a lot of
Yeah.
weird.
Nick
I
just
mean-
went down the Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes,
rabbit
I did.
hole. I saw that happen.
Yeah.
I just watched
I
him.
was
He was
trying not
like,
to derail it, but
Green eyes.
nice.
Those are like bucket seats to these people.
Okay, well... I mean, I trust your instincts. I don't really want to hang
No,
out
we
with
got a
that guy.
ship to catch,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I really want to catch this thing.
we should keep an eye out for that weird guy on the bicycle.
Okay. He didn't have, like, long hair sticking out the back of his hat or anything. Okay.
Wasn't horrible. He didn't look like horrible Peter, did he?
No.
Okay.
I don't think we ever established Horrible Peter's eye color, but
They weren't bright green.
they, I mean, no.
I would
Not before the experiment.
You guys are never going to let Horrible Peter or the Wookiee go.
Nope. Definitely not.
They've joined forces.
What if they're the same person?
He's a weresquatch. I still like that word, and I know that it's bad, but I like it.
It is good.
Yes.
All right. So as you approach Colin's house, past his house, you actually can see the lights in the sky.
Okay.
Oh. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll, like, pull up out front, not in the driveway, so that I can, like, keep an eye on this thing while, like, Colin!
Well, I'm waiting out front.
Oh, okay,
I know
great.
they were coming, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just stop long enough for you to get in the car and then go, because seatbelts are, whatever.
I'm in the back seat, so
Yes.
as long as I'm in the back seat, I don't need to wear a seat.
Yeah, nothing bad can happen to you in the back seat.
Yeah, it's 1995, you guys.
Just
That's-
hang out
There's a
on that
law
bench
about the
seat.
front seat,
Yeah, that's science.
but yeah, no, back seat's free for all. Compile 12 of us back here. That's right.
Like firewood, just stack them up.
Yeah, and then, so once he's in, I'll just punch it.
You're going after him? Okay.
Yeah.
You get the remaining, 3 blocks to the blocked off streets. They've all got, the Jersey barriers across them. And I guess they're K-rails is the real term. but,
Yeah.
And then beyond it, you see the light of the moonlight kind of reflecting off the surface of the water. And,
Yeah.
after about another half a block, the water gets deep enough you couldn't drive.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But is it more than knee deep?
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah,
You get a little farther out. It's almost like that part of town slopes down a little bit to get down to where
yeah. So I imagine we have, rubber boots or whatever, because we've snuck into the exclusion zone before.
Most probably, yes.
But,
You have a little rubber canoe?
I don't know.
Yeah, do you have a Zodiac?
Should we borrow another boat?
Yes.
In the proud tradition of this game.
Yes.
So, like, I don't know which way is right side up on the center cam, but we can put that out
It's
there.
okay. Neither do I.
So we'll find out.
I think it's this way.
It's my first day.
No, other way.
Yeah.
Other way. Okay.
But basically, the big area with the loop facility, and that with the green lines across it, that's all flooded.
Okay.
And then it kind of comes down to the north eastern corner of town, where you see the flooding lines, like Hemingway Park right there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and Park.
So you see that
Yeah.
part.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, that's on the map.
So we're somewhere in here,
Oh, right. Boulder City's all the way
looking
down
up towards
here.
this way.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Got it.
Got it.
Okay.
Like the lights of the ship have passed by the now dark big cooling towers
Okay.
from the main facility, and they're kind of moving along sort of northerly.
Yeah.
Looking at this way direction.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I bet people have boats in the vicinity.
Sure. You know that for sure.
Yeah.
Do I have a boat?
Do you recreationally fish or
No, but just
just have a boat?
I don't know.
I mean, it's up to you.
I've got a bunch of junk in my house. I never really investigate like the things my mother buys.
Oh, yeah. Medium hoarder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, maybe she bought one of those like inflatable life rafts
Yeah.
Oh,
Roll
yeah.
for boat.
off of QVC.
Yeah.
Never have
That
the
is
special?
very, very much.
Flood
So-
preparation.
Yeah.
That is a completely legitimate choice, and that's up to your character. I'm fine with you having a inflatable raft boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
yeah,
probably
well,
would have grabbed it since you knew where we were going, right?
Well,
Or do we need to double back? We go back and get the boat.
If you want to have brought this inflatable
yeah, I'll
boat,
have brought it. If we're already there, I'll
but
have
it
brought
is not inflated, so you will
Right.
need to take a minute to do that.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Can you just flick the switch and go
No.
through a straw?
Sure.
I'm not that kind of bot.
All right, let's inflate this boat.
Well, we'll inflate the boat.
Like it's got one of those garbage foot pedals.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
Yeah.
take you, like you're not going to hyperventilate and die
Yeah.
trying to blow up
But
this
yeah.
thing, but you get it inflated after a couple of minutes, and it's going to be a tight squeeze for three of you because it's like the two-person boat, like one person on the oars, and then there's one more seat.
Right.
So the other person could sort of sit in between, but
Yeah, we'll squeeze in.
you're not going to be all
Or
super
Cassie
mobility.
could be on Crash's lap or something.
I mean, if it's an efficient use of space, that's... How big is Colin?
Tiny little, skinny little, tall but skinny.
Okay.
Skinny little wee
Cassie
fish.
is also small.
Yeah, I'm medium to large, 6'1". You know.
I feel like Crash is gonna have
Crash
to
is
row
probably
boat,
the
though.
oar
Yeah.
user.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we can kind of squeeze
Yeah,
in
we'll
on the
squeeze
bench.
it on. Yeah, we'll
It'll
squeeze
be
it on the
fine.
bench. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
I'll just sit on the floor. It's fine. It's
So
fine.
you guys
I'll just sit
are
on the floor.
rowing
Don't worry
out
about me.
into the flooded area of town, and beyond that into possibly the restricted area of the flooding.
We should get one of those flat bottom boats. It'd be really handy out here.
Oh yeah.
Those metal ones.
Might be.
Why don't you do maybe a body move
Okay.
to see how well you can catch up / approach?
How well I can move it?
Yes.
You'd like to move it?
Not well at all. Oh, there's one. One success.
Okay. So you start paddling out there, and like every 2 seconds you're like, are we getting closer? Are we getting closer? And they're like, sort of. Keep paddling. You get out there far enough that it's pretty much above you.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's like 200 feet up there.
Mm-hmm.
But you are close enough that you see...
Here's the thing. Does the silhouette that he can tell from the night sky match any of the known mag ships that he is following and has like an airplane spotter for the old Civil Air Patrol?
Yeah.
He like knows the silhouettes of various common
you know the model
Ah.
of this ship, and it is a ship that was used not for like industrial shipping purposes, but more for like private, almost like a yacht.
Dunk.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Okay.
On one side of it, now that you're out here, the lights are bright enough up there on it that you can see a big spray painted R and a big spray painted P on the side of the ship.
I like role playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I recognize that from any of the like mag spotter board lingo?
Let's do.
Oh, are there like mag chalkers? I am like so down on this now. This is like my favorite thing now.
Yeah, I'm super into it as well.
All right. Why don't you do a heart contact?
Oh, okay.
Because that would mean that you read the right post on the site.
1.
Okay. You remember a post from, what would Danny's username be?
Oh, Rock God 16.
All right. So you read a post from some dude named RockGod16 that mentioned that there are some.
I remember that.
There's a group that seems to have come across or waylaid their own Magnetrain ship that are using it as a platform to do like pirate radio,
Oh.
and they call themselves the Radio Pirates.
Radio pirates. Okay.
So I'm sorry, what was my post again? I was too busy geeking out mentally on this whole thing.
That there was a thing about the Radio Pirates.
Right.
Um,
I assume it's tying into the rumor thing that I still
Yes.
have here, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, I left my rumors in the folder. I don't remember my rumors. Oh, it's the Chess Fight Club.
yes, the Serbian fighting chess.
Yeah. I didn't forget that.
And
He's gonna be so mad when he sees Wizard Chess. He totally ripped us off. We were doing that for real.
Okay, so this is even cooler than I thought. That's the Radio Pirates.
Oh.
What?
So we don't get to claim the ship.
Pirates already got it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think they're the cool pirates.
Do you know what frequency they broadcast on?
Yes.
yeah,
Probably.
you do.
Yeah. Yeah, do we have like a little portable radio? One of us? Probably.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay,
That
yeah.
is a thing I would bring.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see what they're broadcasting.
Sure. You tune in to. It's got to be one of those like. What's the lowest you can get on a regular FM radio?
87?
87.2 or something.
Something like
that.
Yeah.
We'll say it's that. It's
Okay.
like at the very bottom of the spectrum. And right now it's just a repeating message that you hear, and it's like a very whiny, kind of grating voice that has recorded this message that is saying, "Everybody keep on the lookout for your tickets. Our game tournament's coming up in a week and a half. If you don't have a ticket, you don't get to come." Like, and it's just over and over, like, keep looking out for your tickets.
I thought this would be cooler.
A game tournament
What game tournament?
in a week and a half.
Oh.
I didn't get a ticket.
Wait, when was Machine God supposed to come out?
I thought it was this week, because last week the advance copies got.
Huh. I wonder if
Tournament.
You think maybe it's a video game tournament?
it could be. I mean, if you have a cool ship like that, you're not going to play tennis.
Do you think they're
That's
going to
true.
do the tournament on the ship?
I would.
That would be pretty cool.
But how are people going to get there?
Well, they have to get their tickets. It probably has special instructions. It's a secret.
Oh.
We should try and get tickets.
Yeah. So we could wait until it drifts by a tall building and run up there.
There really are
Unlikely.
not 200-foot tall buildings in Boulder City.
How dare you?
Well, there's the cooling towers. I guess you could hope
Yeah.
that they get real close to one of
I
those.
can jump pretty good.
Oh. Here's a question for you guys. Are you trying
Giant
to
catapult
be...
he has crossed off in his notebook. Trampoline?
I
No.
can build a catapult.
Are you guys
Trebuchet.
at all trying to be stealthy out here on this boat?
Oh, I don't think so.
Yes?
Oh.
I mean, she probably turned the radio on, like, quietly so we could hear what it says, but, like, it's not, like, blaring.
Right.
For sure.
But, like, as a group, you guys can decide whether or not you were at all trying to be stealthy about paddling out here, or if you were just, like,
I think I was
Go for
just
broke.
paddling and not thinking about that.
Mhm.
Okay.
We didn't really discuss that ahead of time.
Yeah.
So unless somebody told me to be quiet, that's not a crash thing.
so,
Cassie might tell you to
Oh,
be
okay.
quiet, because
I can be quiet.
This is
it just wouldn't occur to me.
we're not supposed to be in here area,
okay.
right?
Yes, so
Yeah.
why don't you do a body sneak?
Me? Okay.
And you can get 1 die from each person
Okay.
if they want to help you.
That would be lovely because I didn't get any 6s.
Alright, dice. Nope.
No.
All right.
We are
So
not sneaky.
right as soon as the message has repeated a couple of times, and then you turn the radio back down all the way.
Uh-huh.
Not that you had it real loud in the first place, but like from up there, there's like this lance of light, like
Oh,
the like a big spotlight has come on, like right on your boat. And and you all get sunburned. You didn't even know you could have that happen.
Yeah, I didn't.
No. But you hear the ship up there start making more noise. Like, they're not very loud to start with, but you hear it, and it starts... There's sort of a thrum to it, and then it begins to move off faster.
That's too. It's like you can't really shout anything.
You could.
200 feet away. I think I wanted to shout.
I mean, you can shout from one end of a football field to another.
Oh, that's true. So I wanted to shout.
Especially because you're not, like, in downtown. There's not a lot
Yeah.
of other noise out here.
I think the radio pirates probably have some kind of like call thing, like not a call sign because they're operating illegally, but like, 87.2 is the bottom of the dial. I don't know what the
Yeah.
it's the pitch.
Yeah. Sure. That's
Uh,
what it is now.
yeah. Okay. So I want to like try to communicate that like, no, we're cool.
You're a fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
Like
cool.
yeah. Like we're not the cops. We're
All right. Well, you can yell that.
yeah. 87.2 is the pit. it's like Primus
We're
sucks.
not cops. We're cool.
Why don't you do
We're
a
not narcs.
heart charm?
Oh, okay. Yep. No.
All right. You hear somebody yell back like, "Nice try!" and then it just accelerates even farther.
Shit.
We're
On the,
totally not cops, you guys.
I'd tell you if I was, I swear.
I have to.
On the radio, though, you hear the broadcast, and it changes almost immediately to be like, "Remember, trying to stalk us is not a way to get a ticket. Keep looking around town, folks."
Oh, looking around town.
town.
All right.
So they're hidden tickets.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't they tell us to look for it in the mail?
Maybe. Maybe it's like in the like coupons.
Okay, check around town and in the mail. In the coupons. It's in the penny saver.
Yeah.
Sure, it can be.
Yeah.
All right. Are you guys going to try and row after it, or are you
No,
done for the
No.
night?
I don't
or-
think
Let's
so.
row back.
We'll
No.
paddle
All right.
back to
My
Colin.
curiosity has been sated.
Thanks for telling us about this, Colin. That was rad.
That was pretty
Sure,
cool.
sure.
We found the radio pirates.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I mean, they seem mad, but that's okay.
Oh, they're pirates.
That's true.
Yeah, we freaked him out.
I
Yeah,
feel like their regular voices is shouting.
yeah, okay. Okay.
Also,
All
it's
right.
kind of nice out here.
I mean, it smells weird. If I'm registering this odor correctly,
Oh yeah, it does smell weird.
that's like butts.
But it looks pretty.
It does. Pretty. I'm just going to turn that part off.
Speaking of
I'm going
which,
to turn off my olfactory receptor.
yeah, you should.
perfectly
we should take
lovely,
a sample
Midge.
of this water for study.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't trust the government reports.
Okay, I mean, if that's what you want to do.
Do you have any, like, sample tubes?
Yep.
Gloves. Don't forget gloves.
Oh yeah, right. I always forget the gloves. So I burned myself last time.
It is.
So you can totally take a sample from the water.
Yeah.
And it looks... like it has a little bit of that iridescentness to it, like oil is kind of in there.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Look at it in the moonlight. Looks weird, yeah?
Mm.
We're gonna have to do some tests.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of machines dunked out here, so it could be motor oil or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But still, well, hopefully we'll get some data from that.
We find something interesting.
We know we can't trust the reports, so...
Definitely not.
Really?
Well, yeah, the government's not going to tell the truth about what happened to the lab.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. They're covering up a lot, Colin.
Okay.
He said with total authority in his voice.
I mean, I trust you guys. You know, you guys know what's up. So.
Well, anyway, thanks for letting us know. This was really cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So where's Midge on patrol tonight?
That's a really good question. That body is still really bothering her, that, like, mystery body.
Okay.
So I feel like she's probably kind of pulled up by the quarry and just kind of looking out over it, trying to parse out how that might have happened in the first place and whatnot.
Okay. You probably spot in the distance from there, kind of back the other way towards town. You spot the lights of that ship, too. But I mean, it's pretty far from you
Sure.
up here. So it looks like, at this point, you're like, is that like a couple of helicopters flying together or something? Like, it's hard to tell.
Sure.
But you see it. Let's see. Why don't you do Mind Empathize?
Okay.
And I'll tell you what you might otherwise see.
I have 1 success.
Okay. So, out across the leftover water at the bottom of Lake Mead, which is not very deep at all in a lot of places anymore, you see some lights out on one of the what used to be islands, but now they're much bigger islands.
Sure.
You see some lights out there, like somebody's doing something out there. It looks like, doesn't look like somebody set up like work lights, but it looks like there's several people out there with handheld flashlights at this hour.
And how late is it again? I'm sorry.
Like 9, 10 o'clock.
And they're out on, like, one of the little island
Yeah,
areas?
like they're a ways from the quarry here, but like
Sure.
you can see, because there's nothing between you and there, so you can see sort of these lights flash that looks like somebody kind of walking around or doing something.
How can I get closer to checking that out without, like, if it's out there, I'm not going to be able to, like, drive my car out there, so...
You'd have to take a boat.
Okay.
Like, there's enough water left that you would have to take a boat. Or, I mean, there might be, like, a pathway through shallow enough water that you could walk out there.
Okay.
But you'd have to talk to somebody that's more knowledgeable about the lake bottom to figure out a path to do that.
And if I got to, like, the edge of the water, I'm not going to really be able to see.
Yeah,
They're
you're still
pretty far off,
yeah.
right?
Would your patrol car have, like, binoculars?
Might.
Okay. So, with that, you see you don't really see the people, but because they're not shining lights at each other, like,
Sure.
it's a dance party, lights. But like, you see that whatever they're doing out there, it looks like there's probably 5 or 6 light sources, and it looks like they're kind of moving something from the shore of the island in to the island.
I think I'm gonna hang tight and watch for a while.
Okay.
And kind of see if they seem to reemerge, because if it's just an island, like, there's not really anywhere else for them to
No,
go.
there's not.
Okay.
You watch for another like half hour, and eventually 2 of the lights come back out, and it looks like they do get on a boat, and they go away to the north.
Only 2 of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start rolling my car towards like where they would end up,
Okay.
like coming to shore.
All right. Why don't you go with a body move to see if you can make it around the lake
Okay.
in time for somebody? Because you'll have to drive pretty fast to get around the flooded area
Yeah.
in time to get over there.
Nope.
Okay. Now that's when I make people do driving rolls, it's not like if you don't get a success, you've crashed your car. It's just you didn't accomplish your goal. So like, you get over to a marina where you think they would have been headed,
Yeah.
but by the time you get there, you don't see any activity.
I don't see a boat.
There are several boats tied up,
Okay.
but I mean, if you want to do a mind investigate, you could check out the boats and maybe ask some questions.
Yeah.
But you don't, like I said, you don't see any current activity here.
Mind investigate. Okay. I got 1 success.
Okay. So you get 2 questions.
2 questions. Okay. Have I been able to identify which boat was theirs?
Spending a little time, you go around and you find one where the because it's like an outboard motor,
Sure.
where the motor's still warm.
Okay.
And it's like, calling back to the last game, it's very much like the boat you guys stole. Like it's a bassy
Borrowed.
boat, kind of.
Yeah.
Borrowed and returned in perfect working order.
And then later rented, legitimately.
Yes. Paid money for.
Does the boat look like it could support as many people as were on the island that I saw?
It would be crowded with 6 people. 2 people, for sure. No problem. Like, there would be room for 2 people and stuff. Like, and a decent amount of extra space.
Okay.
But 6 people would be like everybody sitting right next to each other. It could happen, but
Was locating the boat one of my questions?
yeah, we'll say that. Like,
Okay.
figuring out which boat it was, and that was a question.
Okay.
So you can have 1 more.
What kind of shape is the boat in?
It's in pretty decent shape. Like, it's not a brand new boat, but it seems like
Like,
everything's
did
in
they
working
like
order.
crash it along the rocks or?
You like lay down on the dock and you shine your light on the front, and you can see that there's some scrape marks
Okay.
on the front, so it looks like it has probably pulled up to a rocky-ish beach at some point.
Okay.
But that's probably not super rare
Okay.
here. Like, lots of people that rent boats or go out in boats around here, they tie up to a beach when they want to have lunch. Or
I'm sure there's a name on the boat too, so I can like write that down.
yeah.
I mean, that's common.
Let's see. What's a good little boat name? How about
Moby Dick. I'm helpful.
Crash Crash, we may need to update your file on helpful and the definition thereof.
How about it's just Nevada Dreamin'?
All right.
Aw.
But like the apostrophe, because it's like an adhesive
Yeah.
sticker, the apostrophe at the end of Dreamin' has worn off, but you can see the spot that's cleaner where it used to be.
Yes.
Okay.
Very nice.
Okay. I don't know how like boat registration works, and if that's something I can run through a system. Back
Yeah,
at the...
there's totally, like, every boat has to have like a Nevada state or whatever state registration numbers on it.
Okay.
So you could look it up and see who owns the boat for sure.
Okay. I'm probably gonna like roll back to the station then and do some research on it.
Sure.
Just because it's weird.
Well, I'll give you the owner's name for free
Okay.
in a second because I have to look it up. It is registered to Zivco
Zivco?
is the first name. And Vojvodina. Vojvodina.
So native in Nevada then.
I mean, could be.
Yeah.
Zivco Vojvodina. Okay.
That sounds like C-Tech astronomy. Too many secrets.
Yeah.
Too many secrets.
He's
Okay.
a legitimate businessman
Yeah.
or woman.
Do they have any sort of like crime record in the system or anything that pulls up?
They were arrested for drunken disorderly,
Nice. I mean, bad.
like last year.
How do you spell the name?
Zivko
Oh, it's okay.
or Co.
No, that's important if it's an anagram, isn't it?
It is a K.
Yeah.
Fine. And the last name is Vojvodina.
Okay, I'm on it.
Sure. You can be on that.
I have a great anagram site if you.
I want to try and do it by
Okay.
hand.
Cool.
Okay.
But other than that, no. And you have an address on file.
Okay. It's late, so I'm not gonna like pursue a hunch this late because somebody might have been out on their boat at a weird hour. But I'm gonna make note of it to follow up.
Free
the
piece
next
of
day.
information. There wasn't anything weird on the boat.
Sure.
Like, you had time, you looked through. It wasn't like, oh, what's this weird powder? Or, like, nothing weird
Sure.
on the boat.
No metal suitcase that glows from inside.
Yeah. No,
Yeah. Okay. It's something that I'm
only
gonna.
manufactured in Morocco.
I'd follow up on the next day or something.
That's totally fine. Is there anything Danny wants to do tonight before the funeral?
Yeah.
All right.
I think this is what Danny has done. Danny has taken solace in drink, and he has taken this quote party to the back of the record store
Oh, okay.
to see if he can still get into the storage room that we used to hang out in.
Okay.
There was like a back entrance sort of thing. So I don't know how that looks out there, but he is.
Well, you have a key.
Yeah, but that's like a front door key. He's not thinking about that. He's going for
Sure. Well, you
know,
can try and go through the old back door.
Yeah, he wants the kids' entrance for this. So, it's been like a regular business, so there isn't like trash piled up in the back, right?
There is a dumpster back there.
Okay.
As you get there, do you drive over?
No.
Oh boy.
Okay.
No, he doesn't want to get picked up right before the funeral. I mean, that would be really stupid.
All right. So you take your time. You walk over there.
Yeah.
No problem. You get over there, and like as you're walking around the back, like the back is not super well lit, right? It's kind of it's one of those businesses that sits, and then there's the driveway that connects several businesses' parking lots behind, and like the dumpster's back there, and then there's this back entrance, right?
Right.
You get sort of to the corner of the building, and you hear like some kind of ruckus back there. Not like a fight or anything, but somebody's back there moving around, or at least a large animal.
I missed where you were going.
The record store.
The record store.
Oh, okay.
Hey, who's back there?
And it gets super quiet right away.
Listen, I don't know who you think you are, but this isn't the place you want to be. And I start coming around the corner.
Okay. You get around the corner, and in the distance, there is a just very disheveled person running. Like full on just running down this driveway away from you.
I run after him.
All right. Now body move.
Because I'm making some great choices right now.
Yeah.
Body move, but
Get that
take away a
Sasquatch.
die because you've said that you're intoxicated.
Yeah, well, and I'm also still upset, so I'm missing lots of dice here.
Oh, does that take dice out?
Yeah, if you have a condition, it's one.
So 4, 6, minus 3 dice.
Ooh. -3, you have 2 conditions?
No, but you said minus 2 dice because I was...
No, -1. -1 for being drunk, and 1
okay.
for your condition. So, yeah. 2 total.
That's 2 successes.
Hey.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
You can't show players anything.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Super chicken for this particular. I take a swig from my flask, and I'm off.
Like Popeye. Like,
Yeah. It's the same as spinach.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically.
So, with your first success, you will catch up.
The second one you must.
With your second one, you can either
that
take
joke didn't pass mustard.
you can take a +1 on a future
relish
roll involved in this pursuit,
Okay.
or you can try and impress someone, or no one notices you.
I'm going to take that +1.
Okay.
There's no one to impress, and he's not thinking about being quiet about this. He just shouted out into the night,
Yep.
hey, get away from there.
And now you are just galumping down the straight after this guy.
So as I'm running after this guy, but before I catch him, what can I see about him?
As you get closer, it's like the long hair, like matted, gross, clearly not seen a shower in a long time. Wearing like what was once like a wintry parka, but most of the stuffing is gone, so it's now sort of like a windbreaker more than a parka. It's like one of the, that nylon fabric filled
Yeah.
kind of jacket, but the filling has gone.
Yeah.
And they have like a shopping bag, like a plastic shopping bag in one hand. Oh, and a couple of times as you've been catching up, like you see them looking over their shoulder, and they've got a big unkempt beard.
A great big bushy beard.
Yeah. Bushy beard.
Does the bag look like it contains, like, obviously I know I can't see through the bag, but, like, well, no,
It's
that's
not-
a dumb question.
Well, I will, for free, I'll tell you, it doesn't look stuffed with anything.
Okay.
Like, there may be a couple of smallish objects in the bag, because it has a little weight to it as they're running.
It doesn't have a stack of records in it.
No.
Right.
It does not have this. And as you ran past, you also noticed that the store did not look broken into or wrecked or anything.
So I would say that Danny probably chases him for about a block. And as he's noticing all this stuff, and it doesn't look like there's anything that's happened, he's just going to slow down
Okay.
and not push, like, you know, he's done what he accomplished, which was run this guy off, and it doesn't look like there's any reason to confront him at this point.
Okay.
So he just kind of, like, slows down and goes, yeah, just stay away from here,
All right.
and then kind of walks back.
Poor guy probably scared the shit out of
I
him.
know. I feel like a total asshole. And Danny will in probably about 20 minutes. But right now, the adrenaline is still pumping.
I will say that your +1 die that you had in regards to this
It can just
automatically,
go away.
well, it automatically goes into like frighten them off kind of a thing.
Okay.
That's like an effect for using force, is the like impress, frighten, or humiliate. So you have scared them off.
Okay.
Like you could tell that like in their eyes they were like ah, like they were genuinely afraid and did not want to be.
Yeah, you genuinely terrified
I
somebody.
know. Jesus.
Well done.
So yeah, there you go.
Why did I ask for this? So yeah, Danny goes walking back to the back, and he's going to kind of. I'm going to look around, and just to make sure that there's no. I mean, like, see what he's doing here. Is there anything weird in the dumpster? Was he just rooting around looking for whatever he could look for?
Okay.
You know, is the door muddled with, like he was trying to break in? Anything like that?
The door seems fine.
Okay.
Like between the dumpster and like the power pole right out back of the building, it looks like maybe he pushes the dumpster out a little bit and goes back behind it.
Oh, fuck. Jesus. No, go ahead.
You chased him out of his house.
I know.
But
God.
You showed that homeless guy who's boss.
but
So bad.
but back there there's like
Oh.
there's a bunch of like scratch paper, not scratch like
Scraps of paper,
scraps
right?
of paper, and like part of a paper bag from the McDonald's, you know, like a wrapper for paper things, but they have like sketches on them that look like this person like sits back here and sketches under the light, and it's like an image of like two silhouettes that you can't really make out any details on, but it's like almost like two people like outside a window.
Okay.
And like a couple other just weird imagery. Nothing that you can identify as anything though. Like it's there's like a big hand that's like holding a smaller hand, and like the repeating image of like two people, that kind of thing. And then there's another image of the same window with four smaller sized silhouettes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much all that's back there.
Okay.
Oh, and you know what else? There's like an old, like the plastic is all broken, but it looks still operable Walkman.
Okay. Danny is gonna. I'm gonna go ahead and push the dumpster back so it's kind of covering this, so that no one else can see what's there.
Okay.
And then head inside, and he's gonna start muttering to himself about, good job, real brave. Dude's just trying to get by, and here you are being an asshole about the whole thing. And continue to drink while he does that, but just kind of ripping on himself about that whole deal, and then lets himself in the back.
And your key works in the back too.
Okay, so it kind of turns into a one-sided discussion where the voice that is calling him out is Jack, and he's kind of talking back and talking about,
Oh, sure.
just back and forth, because he's just trying to process the death and everything. And then I think after a couple of minutes of this, I'm going to go find ideally what I'd like to find is some sort of like a Ziploc bag or something. But if not, just some sort of like plastic, even one of the record store bags or something.
Okay. I don't know if there'd be a Ziploc, but
I don't know if like there, in my head I sort of had the image that there was like a little microwave and coffee maker thing in the back.
That's fine.
And that
Yeah,
would be
okay.
like, because
like, oh, you got half a sandwich left over.
yeah, exactly.
Sure, that's fair.
Nuke a burrito because there was no one else, to cover lunch or something like that. So
That's
maybe
fine.
there was something like that. And then come back out and push the dumpster off to the side again, and put the pictures and the Walkman into a Ziploc and seal it up, and then just put it back where it was and hide it again back behind the thing.
Okay.
Did you say what tape was in the Walkman?
I did not.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe I missed it.
Did you want to look inside the Walkman?
I don't think that he would right now. Okay. That seems a little too invasion of privacy on that. Like right now, I feel like a giant turd for running this dude off, and there's not a lot I can do here. But I can put his stuff back. I can try and help his stuff be protected.
Sure.
As much as I can, and then I think honestly, his plan. I think I didn't really have a plan when I showed up here, except to kind of talk with Jack in this place that
you had a connection.
That
with.
we had a connection, and just being kind of maudlin about it before dealing with the actual burial tomorrow.
Sure.
But I think after all this, I'm just going to go home.
Okay. In the back room, you will note that it doesn't look exactly the same, but it looks like Jack took time to try and recreate your little clubhouse. Like the boxes are different and stuff, but like
then scratch what I said. Yeah. I'm staying here.
Because you did go inside, so I will tell you that. Like he put up posters from the 80s that he still had in the store, like back there, and like there's a new beanbag chair and stuff back in the back like that. And other than that, the store looks pretty good. Like it's been pretty well kept up and maintained. There's not a huge mess back there. There's a lot more CDs than there used to be.
I don't think I went out into like the actual store, just into the back areas. So
even like in the back, like boxes and stuff,
right.
it's clearly CDs now more than tapes.
Yeah,
or even records.
Yeah, the ironic. Shoot, I can't think of what it's. What do they call albums?
Records?
Vinyl?
LP?
Vinyl, thank you. I had like latex. That's not it. it's something.
Ironic latex is a different thing.
That's a good name for a band,
yeah. Ironic latex. There we go. Yeah, so I think that. So, having seen that, I think what the through line is is going in there, seeing that set up, and then that kind of I collapse into a chair for a minute and look around, and it's just kind of a gut punch, and drink a little more and have a this kind of one-sided conversation back and forth, and then finding the Ziploc, going out, saving all the stuff as well as I can, locking up and going home.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Sounds good. So, it's the next morning. Real quick, you said your dad's service was going to be very close time-wise? Did you want it to happen before or after?
I think it's happening the next day.
The next day after? Okay. Cool. So, you guys, the service is at the mortuary in town. They have a little chapel sort of thing there at, let's say, 10 o'clock. You guys all arrive, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Or is somebody purposely not going to come?
Yeah, I'll be there.
No, we're
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
show up.
There.
So you get there all around the 9:45 to 10 o'clock time period, unless somebody really wanted to be super on the ball early. But you get there. There's like the funeral director that's standing at a little podium with a little, like, giving away the little program card things. There's one or two people already inside, and then a third, a girl sitting up near the front.
Does she look like a record store employee?
She's got brown hair.
I mean, I've seen Empire Records. I know what record store employees look like.
Well, she's not actively wearing, like, she's wearing a
All right.
black dress
All right.
with a blazer over it, kind of
Yeah.
a thing.
All right.
She's not, like, actively wearing, like, a band T-shirt. Or
That'd be a little weird, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how old?
Your age-ish.
Okay.
Oh, like early 20-something.
Yeah.
And Jack, to our knowledge, did not have kids?
No.
Okay.
If he did, that's real screwed up.
Yeah.
The Jack's like, I'm going to leave all my worldly stuff to some kids I used to hang out with back in the day.
Hey,
Guess what, real kids?
Screw you.
Take a hike.
I don't know what kind of relationship or family they had.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. But no. Jack was a single dude. He didn't
Okay.
have any inheritors.
So we all arrived about the same time?
Yeah.
Ish. Okay. Hey.
Hey guys.
Oh, and it's not a full casket thing. It's just an urn and a picture.
Okay, good.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't specify that.
Well, this sucks.
Yeah.
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 Flowers are pretty.
Yeah.
It's a good picture.
Yeah.
He was real happy.
That's a good picture.
I think without much prelude, Crash just pulls Danny into a big hug.
I love how Crash is like the assault hugger.
Yeah.
It's real good.
Unless you're gonna, like, if there's any sort of like, no, don't do that, he'd respect that, but
No, I think I'm blindsided.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
you just suddenly I'm in an awkward hug.
yeah.
Yeah, all right. And I'll
Yeah. Yeah,
Hug
get
around
in
him.
here. Get in here.
I have to roll to hug.
Cassie walks through and goes pat.
Don't be cry.
Time for hugging.
Commence hugging protocol.
Yeah. One of us would fail the Turing test. One of us would not.
But you'll never guess who.
One of us should probably say something.
Yeah.
Eulogize.
One of us should.
Yeah, definitely one of us. Looks awkward. Like, please don't be me. Please don't be me.
Mitch, did you want to
Yeah.
say something?
I think it should be Danny.
Yeah.
Agree.
I all right.
Yeah.
I walk up to the podium, I guess, some sort of thing that's up there, and put my hands on either side of it and sort of slouch for a minute and then stand up and look out and say, Jack was a great man to me. And this is the passing of an era. He looked out for me. He looked out for us and wanted the best for us. He was an adult who listened. And I don't know if you know how rare that is. The last time we spoke, we didn't end on such great terms. And there isn't a day that goes by that I don't regret that. And I'm sure that I speak for everyone when I say that he passed too soon, and the world is a quieter place now that he's gone. And then I just come back down and sit with everybody else.
Crash gets up to hug you before you sit down.
That was a good speech, Danny.
Yeah. You did good there.
Thanks. Sorry, everyone. Super downer. This is out of character, by the way.
This is in the
It's
field,
super
yeah.
downer eulogy for everyone, but yeah,
I'm excited because I'll have something to listen to
yeah.
next time, like in the prep work.
Out of character, do you think Jack had a song that he would want played?
I think that. Oh yeah. See, I didn't know I was going to be doing a eulogy and planning a funeral here. Candle in the Wind is really big right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that absolutely is what goes on, even though I think we all know that he would have hated that.
Yeah, like the funeral parlor provides that as like a.
That's just
Yeah,
a default option
I
now.
think that what it is, this is really dumb, but what popped into my head when you said, hey, is there a song that he would play? What popped into my head was Jumpin' Jack Flash, which would be wildly inappropriate for this.
But
no.
yeah,
So,
But not for the wake.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. I think that Candle in the Wind starts playing, and we all stand there, and of course are affected because it's a sad time and it's a sad song. But yeah, I know I'm inwardly going like, Jesus, he would hate this song.
I think Midge has that kind of like 1,000-yard stare of like, oh my god, when will this song stop?
Yeah, I'm not writing this to long-term memory, but it's going to end up there anyway.
after the song's done, like the two other people that were sort of here in the back, like you recognize them as just some folks like around town. There's those people that are like they watch for like funerals to go to, like it's weird.
Seat fillers.
Kind of, but like yeah, it's a weird subculture.
I know.
Like,
I know about
and
that.
it's not even just old folks. It's like, yeah, it's weird. But that's what they were, just busybody people.
Okay.
The girl in the front, afterwards, she kind of comes over to your group and she goes, I can't believe you guys all came.
Well, we should have come a long time ago.
Well,
Are you the one who works at the shop now?
yeah, and like, she like kind of, she's like a little shy and a little awkward about it, but she like goes up and gives Danny a big hug, and she says, "Thanks, Danny. Thanks." Why don't you do a mind empathize?
Okay.
You all can.
Has she said her name yet?
She has not.
Okay. And we can all see her, right?
You can all see. Oh man,
Let's empathize.
that would be an angle to take.
Okay.
The robot and the tech people in a ghost story.
One.
I got 2.
Okay.
Still doing better than me in emphasizing.
I got 2.
All right.
5 or better, or just 6s?
6s, just 6s.
I got nothing.
I got nothing.
Oh man, Danny, that's so great.
I know.
It's so great.
So I don't. Danny doesn't know who this person is, and she just came up and gave him a hug, and he's just kind of like,
Well,
I
I asked her if she's the gal from the shop. And she
right,
said
but
yeah.
he's never met her,
Oh, okay.
and so
Sure,
Like-
he hasn't.
I know. I knew as soon as you said, I knew.
Oh no!
I knew.
Super good.
I thought that was her.
Yeah.
So those of you that made successes, you recognize that this is the grown-up version of Maggie, the ukulele girl.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That she apparently has stayed around town and does this. And she goes, I'll come by the shop later. Did you guys get keys and stuff?
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
keys.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe we could all go to the shop later and
Yeah.
give Jack a better send-off than this.
Yeah.
She's like, right? Oh my god, that song. Oh.
It's pretty
Yeah.
But she goes, I've got to go. I teach elementary school music
Okay.
here
Yeah.
in town in the mornings, so I got to go catch at least the last 2 classes I do over there. But after school, I'll come over to the shop
Okay.
if you guys are over.
Great.
Thanks,
All right.
Maggie.
Yeah.
It was good to see you, Maggie.
Great to see you guys.
Yeah.
That's the best dice roll all day. Maybe all campaign.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan looks over at Crash and sort of nods.
But then she hits the road. The
Who's back?
Oh,
I think that happened before I got to town.
yeah,
Yeah.
she
I-
plays
who's
the ukulele.
I think you would have met.
might
Yeah,
have.
because
I mean,
we were all in school
I
at the
mean,
same
Yeah.
time.
I did roll 0, so I was like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
You've just
right.
forgotten.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
sat next to you in science in 10th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
Was she redhead? I think.
I thought she had brown hair.
Was it brown hair? Okay, maybe that's it.
We're gonna go with brown hair, and if you're listening out there and it's wrong,
Well, now it's brown.
it's
Now
brown
it's
for
brown.
now.
Yeah.
Until I hear
Whatever color
otherwise.
it was before, now it's
now
brown.
it's
Yep.
brown.
Hair color can change.
Hey. All right. Cool. Just making sure.
Hey, Danny, do you remember the chords for Jumpin' Jack Flash?
Yeah, of course.
I wonder if any of the instruments are still in there.
Would you have looked more thoroughly than just a glance?
I don't think so.
At the
I think
clubhouse
he was,
space?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he was too wrapped up in his own, in my own trauma. Yeah, I don't know, but the space is there.
What do you mean? Like,
I went by last night and he set it up.
the practice space?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Phooey.
You went there last night?
Yeah, I just was. I wanted to have a talk with him where I knew him.
Well, sure, that makes sense.
All right, well, I'm going to go get a case of beer and meet you all at the shop.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna grab my theremin from the lab, just
Yeah.
in case.
Cool. Anyone want to ride or?
I'll take a ride.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
gonna
right.
walk to the
I guess
lab.
I'm also going to your lab then.
Yeah, I brought the cruiser, so I'll meet you guys there unless somebody
Okay.
needs a ride.
No, I'll walk.
On the way out
Cassie
to
notes
cars.
that in her.
It's like I don't want to get in the cruiser.
Danny doesn't want to get in the cruiser. Supports my hypothesis.
On the way out, I was gonna check with not Gremlin.
Wrong game.
Midge.
Midge. Wow, what a brain fart.
Whoa.
Good movie though.
Really
Gremlin.
good movie, yeah.
Gremlins. Is there a chance, like, as we're walking out, we could like speak semi-privately?
I don't see why not.
Probably, like, as we're all kind of going out to cars. Do you have everything you need for tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Is it okay if we come or I come?
I guess if you want to.
I don't feel like you should have to do that by yourself.
There'll be people there.
Yeah, I
he
get
was
that.
he was pretty well liked.
I get that, but I mean, if it's okay with you, I'd like to be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a
Make
shitty
me-
year.
Make sure you get the good beer, okay?
Yeah.
Miller High Life.
Good stuff.
Yep. I mean, in Nevada.
The champagne of beers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, or is that?
Nope.
Coors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Champagne beers.
Oh. Wait, confirmed Maggie's brown hair.
Ah, see?
Yes.
I remember things sometimes.
Well done. Well done.
Sometimes I don't remember my kids' names, but
Or I don't remember the character I'm sitting across
yeah,
from.
but brown hair I remember. And if you want to send in or tag me on the forum or something with an updated like adult description of Maggie, I would be happy to include that more specifically. But let's see. Does anybody want to make stops other than just grabbing some stuff on the way over to the shop?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. So you get over there.
I will grab a. I think I probably have like an acoustic guitar.
Okay.
In that like black case that all
Yeah.
acoustic guitars go in. I think I have one of those. I'm just bringing that as a backup in case all our instruments aren't there or there isn't.
Sure.
There aren't enough amps or the drum set's gone. I assume I'm playing drums. So
Okay.
anyway,
So yeah, you can totally have that.
yeah, okay.
Like any reasonable thing for going over to the record shop, I'll say you have it. That's
Okay.
fine. If you get over there and you're like, I need 16 gallons of turpentine, I'll be like, no. but I picked up an extra guitar, sure.
Also a machine gun.
Yeah. Not so much.
The machine gun's in the case for the guitar, and then he's just carrying the
Right.
guitar. It's-
One live Jaguar.
It's Nevada. You could have all kinds of crazy pets. All right. So you guys get over there to the shop, and it's closed up because it's during the day hours. It was always more of an afternoon, evening kind of a shop anyway. And since there's only one employee that's got another gig
Well, yeah.
during the day, yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of people going to the record store at 10 a.m.
At least not like
Not once Danny left.
Yeah.
not on weekdays anyway.
Yeah. Right. What is it, like Tuesday or something? Oh, no, we said it was...
I thought it was Tuesday.
The will was read on Tuesday the previous week.
And it was
Oh,
a
and then the
Yeah.
funeral was the next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So, yeah,
So you get there.
Tuesday again.
record shop.
You guys going in the back? You going in the front?
Well, I think I get there last because I'm walking and everyone else was driving, even though they were
Making
stopping
some
to
stops.
pick some stuff up.
All right.
I guess I could probably get there first
Okay.
because I'm going directly there.
Yep.
I'm going to make a quick call to the station if that's okay, and have somebody just kind of flag the Zivco,
The boat and the boat owner.
yeah, for them, and have somebody just keep an eye on things.
Okay. Like, do you want somebody to do a drive-by? Not like a wellness check or something? Like,
Yeah,
you
like
want to have a cop go check out this person and visit their house?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and just that there was some reported activity with their boat, and just making sure that everything is kosher,
Okay.
and to call me back at the record shop.
Why don't you do...
Since I'm not able to go do it myself.
Yeah. Well, and it's absolutely within your authority to be like, hey, subordinate cop, go do this.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and roll a mind investigate?
Okay.
And then I'll give you the 2 questions as if you are the...
Nope.
Okay. So you do send a cop over there, and apparently they're an idiot. They got over there and they
good.
were...
That checks out.
The guy was fine.
Y'all missing a boat?
He talks to the guy about his boat and that somebody might have been using his boat last night. And the guy, his answers were that, oh, well, I don't know who would have been using my boat last night, officer. As like the video zooms in on the boat key, like rocking back and forth, on the key chain holder.
In his back pocket.
Yeah. And like the wet
His wet
rubber
deck
boots.
shoes.
Yeah. But yeah, the cop that you sent over there doesn't notice anything suspicious. Like
Okay.
there's no weird activity at the guy's house. I mean, and that's legit. Like the guy was kind of a moron about asking the right questions, but he's still a cop, and he would still have noticed like, oh well, there's 15 dudes sleeping in this house, or oh, what's that strange pile of white powder on the kitchen table?
Sure.
Are you into baking? Like, no.
Yep, baking.
Yeah.
What is
But
that
what's
for?
the answer, though? I don't know who would have been.
Yeah, the answer
Okay.
was, oh, I don't. Was it like the guy came back with a like series of questions like, well, is my boat okay? Like, should I go check on it? And the cop's like, yeah, maybe you should go check it out.
Okay. All right.
But then you're at the shop.
Yeah.
Any particular part of the shop you want to check out before everybody gets there? Anything you want to do before
I think I probably spent my time doing
doing that?
that,
Okay,
and
that's fair.
yeah.
So the rest of you arrive. You're not too far behind the second group, Danny, because you walked straight there, and they went
And we went all over town.
across town.
4 different stops.
Yeah, got beer, got a guitar, got a theremin. Well, not the most portable of instruments.
I don't even know what a theremin looks like. Like how I
It's
know
like
what
a-
it sounds like.
It's like a metal stick
With another
with another metal stick
mother
on a mounting
on a
board.
mounting board. Yeah.
but how? Like
It-
3 feet long? Or
It depends. Like there's ones that are like this
Yeah.
size, but there are also ones that are like this big.
How big is your theremin?
Medium size. It's like
Okay.
large cat size.
Okay.
Desk
Size
size.
of a large cat. Got it. Thank you.
So I walk around to the back. Like I see that people are there before I can be seen from the front. I walk around to the back, and I just want to check out where I left the stuff.
And it's gone.
Okay. And then I'll not feel like a complete asshole and walk back around to the front and come in that way.
You notice, though, on the back wall of the shop, there's, well, first off, there's some graffiti that Midge did back in the day that's still there.
Right.
But
Legit.
That would
But-
never come off.
underneath that, there's, like, it looks like a charcoal sketch of, it looks like a silhouette, like, under a street light. That was not there last night.
Okay. Can I... So, like, where the light would be shining down, there's a silhouette there?
It looks like the perspective is like someone looking at somebody coming from under a street light, so you don't see who the person is, but you just see a black shape.
Okay.
Like, I'm not an artist. Does somebody have a pencil? I'm not a good art person, but I will do my best. Like,
This is great radio.
The
That's
sound of drawing.
I can draw closer to the mic if you want me to.
Yeah,
getting some weird AMSR
yeah,
happening
everyone would appreciate that.
Number 9, the large.
The large.
What is that?
Monty Python.
Yeah, it's a Monty Python thing.
Oh, I don't know that one.
in here.
Number 9.
So it's kind of
I don't know if there was ever a skip, but I know it's on the final
Yeah.
ripoff.
there's the light. You see the side of the dumpster in the drawing too, and then a dark silhouette.
Okay.
So it looks almost like the perspective of someone.
Like they were standing and looking and saw a dark...
Yeah, why don't you just roll mind?
Okay.
Just straight mind.
Straight.
Can't move backwards.
just stop. Just give it up.
You want to try and put it here?
Oh yeah.
Oh, here.
Nope.
No,
It's
that's
just
some
a
Some
white,
white
paper.
balance madness.
All right, cool.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Unacceptable.
And you don't have to take your negative for your condition.
Oh, okay. So good. Doubled my chances, which are still not enough.
Nope.
Like,
so that's what
it looks like the back of the shop, like a quick sketch of the back of the shop, with the dumpster and the light over it, and it looks like a form moving under that light.
Okay.
And a lot like the other silhouettes you saw.
Okay, I sort of file that away, but I don't wipe. It's charcoal or something.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't wipe it away or do anything about it. Just kind of file it away with all of the other weird silhouette drawings that this guy was into.
Where's Squatch Artist?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see his eyes, so maybe. Although no, I guess this one had long hair,
Yeah.
so it's a different guy.
It did not look like the green-haired guy. That
Yeah,
they described earlier.
bicycle backpack guy is not the Were Squatch.
Oh, sorry,
He was much more kempt.
I got confused. Beware the swear squatch.
Honestly, that's one of my favorite things about this game system is how you can just keep throwing mysterious shit at the players, and it just keeps piling up and piling up and piling up.
I've
Just
started a
see what
list of
sticks.
all the weird things that Cassie's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in younger us that we never solved any of the mysteries that we came across before we all went our separate ways.
You solved one big mystery.
Yeah,
we did, we freed the robots.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really the mystery that Cassie cared about, to be honest.
But the
True.
Yard Wookiee and
the super soldier kids and
Super Soldier thing and whatever happened to Horrible Peter that you guys just left in a locked facility.
yeah,
I mean, we weren't going to let him out.
we're the horrible
He's
ones
horrible.
Yeah, it's like us.
now. Okay, so I walk back around, come in the front door.
Okay. So you are all now in the shop.
Yep.
And it still has like one wall with those almost like the comic book long boxes, but the vinyl records.
Yep.
And then there's like a now much collapsing section for cassettes, and on the other side of the shop, a much growing section for CDs.
Wow. What a trip.
Yeah, huh?
Sit down the case and hand out beers for everyone, and it's just it feels smaller than I
I was
remember.
gonna say, people always say it, but it feels smaller.
Wild. Huh. Should we? You said he set up the space in the back.
Hold on, I'm gonna go around to the back, and like back behind the counter, there's a place that hooks into the speakers that are all around the store.
There's like a whole amp thing there. Yeah.
Right. And I'm going to grab one of Jack's mixes, like one of his mix tapes, or maybe CD at this point. I don't know what he'd still be into.
Probably
at that
still
point.
tapes. Yeah.
Okay. So I grab one of his mixtapes and slot it in and start it playing. Doesn't feel right if there's not music in here.
And you know what? Even better than a tape. Like back there, he's got next to the amp. Now he's got a computer, and he's got like the Winamp.
Oh yeah.
And this fool has ripped a bunch of music onto this computer.
Okay, so I find one of his playlists, like one of his
Yeah.
favorites playlists, and click around, tell it to random, but start it off with Jumpin' Jack Flash,
For sure.
and just pop back over and look at everyone and go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and just
There's
nod.
like 500 hours of music, right? Like it's a lot.
Yeah.
For this era, like storage wise, you're like, Jack spent a lot of money on this hard drive.
It's got a
Yeah.
dedicated M drive.
But the computer is also hooked up. There's like TVs mounted in the corners of the shop. So like the visualizer thing, like with like lights, so that goes on all the TVs with the music.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
The
yeah, it's
spirals
like the
and
spirals and like the wormhole and
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that brings me back.
Really whips the llama's ass.
Beer in hand, I want to go see if what our old space looks like.
Sure. You open the door to the back, and right across from the door is like Jack's desk. That would be like, he's got obvious like payroll paperwork and stuff there. And then there's an envelope with all your names on it on the desk. And then you see off to the right, the wall isn't as high as it once used to be when you guys were back there a lot, but there's like, it's now like a waist high wall of cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
And then beyond it, you see that there's like 80s music posters all on the walls, and like it's got the light bulb that was changed to like a blue light bulb.
Yes. I'm gonna skip past the desk. I mean, not skip, but I'm gonna.
You're not going to investigate the
Yeah, I'm not going to investigate the desk, but I want to just go back into that space and see, like, what's back here.
Sure. You get past the cardboard boxes, and there is totally, like, in the corner, there's a drum set.
Oh, wow.
Not huge,
Yeah.
but it's at least a couple of drums and a bass drum. And then there's a guitar on a little stand. And like there's a microphone and an amp, and the guitar has its own amp, and there's just a folding, like one of those rolling roadie cabinets, right? That the top is cleared off clearly for a theremin because he couldn't buy one. But then there's a pretty nice bass guitar back there too, right? Because Colin played bass, right? Yeah.
So rather than call out, I go and like turn the volume up to like 7 or 8 and just go boom, and for that boom, that amp noise, and just wait to see who comes.
I thought you were going to sit down behind the drum set and go...
Oh yeah, I mean that's where I'm going. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, exactly.
But I can't do that without players. So yeah, just turn on the amps.
Here's a question:
Get
how
that.
many drumsticks has Crash broken by going like this and getting too excited?
Many.
Probably
Too many than is reasonable.
All right.
I feel like, Cassie designed ones that have like a metal insert.
Oh,
so
yeah,
they don't break.
Solid core drumstick.
Yeah, exactly.
With the phoenix feather.
Oh, that's a thing. Sure.
Yeah.
They're just like wands. Everyone knows that. Drumsticks are like wands.
Drumsticks choose their owner.
Yeah, but they come in pairs.
Crash is definitely a Gryffindor.
Maximum Gryffindor.
Yep. I think Cassie will wander back with the theremin, just see what's in there.
with the sound, I'll grab another beer and head back.
Oh, you finished yours already. Takes notes.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah. I see a tortoise in a desert. No, I think Danny finishes the beer pretty quick, puts it in the trash behind the counter, and grabs another one, reopens it, and does like a quick sip on it so that it looks like it's the first one.
Okay.
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 I grabbed the envelope.
Oh, okay. So you get back there and you go for the envelope.
Yep. Slip it in my pocket for later.
Oh, okay.
Took it.
I mean, I'm gonna give it to you guys, but just
Yeah.
later. When we're
Yeah,
all
I guess
together.
Midge wanders back there. Probably the last one to wander back, though.
These drums are new.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bass too.
Guess they couldn't find another theremin.
There aren't that many.
This one was pretty hard to find.
Yeah.
Plus, I had to assemble it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was a lot of cussing.
Yeah. I mean, no less than Theremin himself.
Yeah.
Great documentary, by the way, for people who haven't seen it.
Yeah, fascinating story.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like nobody's joking around there.
Yeah, that's
cool.
out
Sorry,
of
that was-
character.
yeah, that was
real
just a-
information.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, real information.
Possible weird spy shit.
Oh.
Yeah, check
All
it
right.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool. So yeah, just idly, real soft. That like run on the cymbal. You know, just not to like drown out any conversation, but just kind of without thinking about it.
Like, let's play some music.
Yeah.
Underscored by a weird woo as Cassie like drinks a vodka.
I mean, should we play?
Danny, my hand just kind of hovers over the guitar without quite touching it. It's the same model as the one that I had as a kid. It's not the same one, it's the same model.
I think it might be the same one.
All right, well then.
Because I think Jack
Try to
would
go.
probably have gone and like talked to your dad and been like, "Did he take that with him?" Like, here's the question: did you take it with you?
To L.A.
No, I think this is his original. It's his first one.
Okay.
And the one he took to L.A. was, the fancy one because he's
Sure.
gonna
Yeah,
be
The
rich and famous.
fancy
Yeah.
guitar.
Like it's like on the back of it, it's got like the Oingo Boingo sticker.
Yeah.
If you remember there. And
Yeah, and like so I can tell it's the same one because it's got like that crack with the built-in speaker that like one of the little plastic grates across is broken off. And,
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, my hand just kind of hovers over it for a minute and then draws back, and then turns around, and looks at, sort of looks up at everyone else for a moment. So I don't know what they're doing, but
Midge is kind of leaning back against a wall, drinking her beer.
We don't have to play anything, but I gotta say, there's no one here but us. This space was ours, and Jack went to some trouble to put it together, and I don't know. I mean, it's not, I don't mean it like a pressure thing, but like, we could play one, couldn't we?
For old time's sake.
Just to send Jack off.
None of us feel like playing music right now, but
Yeah.
you never know.
Why don't you do a heart lead?
Okay. One.
It's not like a coercion roll.
No.
It's just a that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
It's still totally up to your character whether you would go
slide
for it
on
or
the
not.
bass and just start riffing.
I take a deep breath. Fuck it. And I pound the beer and grab the guitar and lay into it.
All right.
I think Midge actually sits on the ground and I just want to listen, guys.
Yeah. We could do the instrumental send-off.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you guys do?
No. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm
Oh.
just.
I was like, I like funny.
No. It's not. It's the whole. It's the whole situation. That's all. It's just striking me as a. I was trying to imagine what one of our hits were, and
Oh my God.
and this whole thing was just like, oh, okay, cool.
I mean, we start off with Jumping Jack Flash, but then we just lay into the hits.
Yeah.
What about everybody make a body move for the physical aspect of musical performance?
That's 2.
Oh.
I'm on the beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Although it's probably slower than that. A little more
Probably to
contemplative.
start with, yeah.
Yeah.
Got one success.
Theremin, 5x5.
One success.
Nice.
We're still pretty good at this, you guys.
2 successes.
Nice.
Okay. So, everybody does a good job. With extra successes, you can do one of two things, and I actually like this for this. Number one, nobody notices you. Like, you're performing your part perfectly to the point where none of the other musicians even think about it. Or you impress somebody.
We both, Danny and I both have to choose something, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to choose the same thing. You're independent of this choice.
So to construct like this narrative, and this is obviously with your permission, but I feel like the impress someone would maybe, after playing, kind of get Midge into it. Like you said that you just wanted to sit and watch, but I'm almost feeling like, you know, dropping sort of like the deliberate hooks into where the song would start, and seeing if we can kind of like pull you in to.
I don't know if you're gonna fully get her to like commit, but she might be kind of like singing to herself, sitting there.
Okay.
It counts.
But I'm not trying to impose my will here, but like I feel like it's a positive step. That's Like it doesn't have to be like Midge is like, oh, that's awesome guitar playing, but like, but like you know, there is a positive emotion about that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think for my
Danny Ten Fingers.
Just when you thought you were out, they pulled you back in.
Bastards.
I think Crash is a lot more observant than he was, and he sees this like connection that Danny's making with Midge, and will just play under what everyone's doing.
Okay.
You know, like if somebody is sliding off the beat, he'll do those little subtle things that you can do to sort of like hit the 2 and the 4 a little bit louder. Like, come on now, let's get back on it, and just be invisible.
Okay.
Like let everyone else shine. That's I think
That's fine. That's perfect.
Crash's dream there.
Cool. So you guys play for a little while. Eventually, it gets to be about 2:30, and you hear the front door of the shop open. A few seconds later, the back door opens, and in comes Maggie with like this giant tray of like sub sandwiches. Like
for 20 people.
Yeah. It's like that massive party, like ring sandwich with other sandwiches piled inside it.
She stole it from the funeral service next door to the one we were at.
Whatever, they crashed our service. So.
They paid for the sandwich package. She took advantage of it. No, but so she brings it in and like sets it down on top of the cardboard box wall, and she's like, "I brought sandwiches, everybody."
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie.
Very thoughtful.
Thanks, Maggie.
I feel like Cassie just keeps playing with one hand and is like eating a sandwich now. I love the theremin. You just gotta wave at it.
Sure.
Yeah, I alternate between like that real soft like cymbal trill, you know, just kind of underscoring the conversation. I'm not eating. I'm just like kind of
That's cool.
filling.
Yeah, because she for sure doesn't know your story.
Yeah. My hands are busy. Colin knows, right? I think we established that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just playing. Head down.
Cool.
Bass, drums, and theremin. What else do you need? It's the dynamic trio.
So I'm still playing, and I think that Danny, I have a big smile on my face, which is the first real smile I've had in a long time, I think.
I think Maggie probably like gets herself a sandwich, and then probably like sits down next to Midge, and just is kind of listening, and you get to see she's rocking out, and she's smiling too. She's pretty excited that you guys are here, and like she's happy that there's happiness in the shop.
I'd like to. It's okay if you say no, but I would like to clear my upset condition, because I think that like this whole making music and this whole moment would go a long way to
Especially in your
Danny
old
feel.
kid hideout. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
You could totally do that. After a while, she finishes her sandwich, and then she's like, "Oh, hang on!" and she runs out front. And she comes back, and she's got like an electric uke.
Yeah. Rock out.
Oh, yeah.
She plugs it in and starts playing with you guys. And like eventually, it's probably like 4:30. Like you hear some people like knocking on the door out front.
I think Midge gets up and goes and finds some paper and something to write on, and just writes "concert in progress" and tapes it on the window and just looks at them and like.
They see you coming to the door. They're all like, "Oh, sweet! Somebody's gonna finally open the door." And then you're just like,
Nope.
And just like,
"Yeah,
yeah,
that's
like,
cool."
like, not right now, guys.
Closed for private events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like a couple of kids, probably like from high school,
Yeah.
that they came over here after school to be like, "Yeah, we're gonna listen to some music," because he's still got those like listening pods along one wall.
Yeah.
That definitely no one makes out in.
Yeah.
No.
Cool. So, the rest of the afternoon passes unless anybody wants anything specific to happen.
Nope.
Okay. It's getting on towards evening. You guys still want to hang out or head home or?
I think that we sort of as a group kind of fade into like what we recognize as the last song,
Yeah.
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 and then kind of like taper it out at around sundown-ish, or is that too late since we're in June?
That's fine. Whatever.
Is
We'll
that
be a
okay
little-
for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 8
Yeah.
o'clock-ish or whatever?
I think as the sun starts to go down, Midge checks her watch and realizes. I don't think she mentions it to anybody, but she's going to go back out and to the docks. But I think she kind of looks at her watch and is kind of like, "Gotta go, guys."
While we're all sort of standing here and I clock that, that's when I pull the envelope out. Like, guys, remember.
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh.
what is that?
That's whatever Jack left for us.
We should
You should
open that.
open that, yeah. Before you go.
Yeah.
You guys open it up. Inside, there's like kind of worn, like it looks like it's been stapled a couple of times and removed from something a couple of times. Business card for a musical agent in New York. And then there's another little handwritten note like, "If you guys make a run for it, I better get a dedication."
That's it?
Yeah, that's all that's in there. And Maggie, like, after you guys look at that, she's like, so, like, the store's pretty cool, guys. Like, you're not going to have to do a lot of work or anything. I do most of it. I have for the past year or so. But, you know, Jack's got it set up with a payroll company, so they do my check. I clock in and out on the computer and all that stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to change something that's working, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems all right to me. I know we were kind of still adjusting and talking about it, but for now, yeah, you know, business as usual, I think is fine.
Okay, cool. Well, then I'll be in here afternoons for, 4 or 5 hours. I work about 20-ish, 25 hours a week here.
Yeah, okay.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Cool. Well, it's good to see everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You guys take some sandwiches.
Yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
there's, like, still a mountain of sandwiches.
Oh, yeah, my sister's probably home.
Oh, we should
Yeah,
take her some sandwiches.
Yep. Okay,
Oh.
should probably go home.
yeah.
Yeah, Midge grabs a couple sandwiches.
Okay.
Take
Cool.
some sandwiches for the
Yeah.
lab.
Yeah.
All right. So, is everybody just heading home except Midge? You want to go to the docks?
Yeah, I'm going to go stake out the docks.
Cool. So, we'll do the dock stakeout in a minute. Are you still giving them a ride home?
Yeah, oh, I forgot. I have to rewind a little bit.
Okay.
So when we, like, finally, played our last song and we're taking a break and eating sandwiches or whatever, I think at some point Crash would not gracefully segue a conversation, but just go like, oh my god, we saw the radio pirates last night.
No, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Magnetrine floating over town with the symbol on the side, and it was pretty cool.
Oh man, no, that's pretty wicked.
Yeah, we tuned into their frequency, and they're advertising some kind of tournament.
Oh yeah, it's been a big thing underground. Like a lot of people are.
So what are the
getting it.
tickets? What are they talking about?
That's the weird thing. Nobody knows. They show up like in a mailbox for you, or sometimes people like I've been checking it out online. Sometimes people like find them in a pocket of their coat.
Whoa.
And like no one knows where they come from, and it's just if you get one, you're invited.
Where are they invited to?
Nobody's talking about it.
That's weird.
That seems really suspicious.
That's all real weird. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's generating a lot of buzz. I mean,
yeah. What kind of tournament is it even?
it's for that new video game.
Oh, it's for the game. That is super weird.
Machine God
Yeah, Machine God 3.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really
Damn it.
weird.
3.
You were
But
right.
it's totally weird. It's like people who aren't gamers who don't play them. They're just showing up random people. Like obviously some people who are into it are getting about it and posting. But I've read so many stories about people who are like one showed up in someone's mom's purse and they talked about it.
My one of my online friends got her hands on either a ticket or the game, and
No.
I haven't heard from her since. It's really weird. She's usually online like every day, at least part of the day, most of the day. But it's been like a week and a half, and I haven't heard anything from her.
I mean, these games get pretty involved now.
Yeah, but even so, like, I mean, she played Machine God 1, and she was still on chat like every day.
Yeah.
I don't like any of this. I don't like it.
I mean, 3 is supposed to be epic. Everyone says it's...
I mean, state-of-the-art graphics now.
Yeah,
Like,
but
things look completely real.
Yeah.
But not fall off the face of the net.
Right. I would at least log
Like-
on and tell everyone, like, my
Yeah.
scores or, how far I got or whatever. Like, I'd totally shout it from the rooftops.
It's weird. I'm gonna have to try and track her down, See if we can figure out what's going
Yeah,
on
if
with
she's
this
local,
tournament.
we should go see if we can just make sure she's okay.
Yeah.
Or at least tell us what it's like.
Do you have her actual name?
No.
Well, that means I'm not going to be much help.
Yeah, not
Well,
yet.
Not yet.
I'm gonna try and find that out tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, if she's local, I can run it through the system and see if there's been a missing persons filed.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be.
Yeah, let me see if I can get her IRL name and then.
Yeah. We'll just
We
have to
could go
run a
from there.
back trace.
Yeah. Well, keep me posted. In the meantime, I've got another case I'm working on, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, say, Midge, have you been getting a lot of reports of, like, transients around town?
Probably not any more than normal. Like, there's a couple of known ones, but not tons.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay. Just saw a suspicious guy in the alleyway the other day.
Oh, I have something to show you. So I walk towards the back and open the door. Is the drawing still there?
Yeah.
Okay. So last night when I came by, there was some guy, and he ran off, and I checked around. Didn't look like he was doing anything wrong back here, but he had a bunch of drawings that were sort of in this style, like these weird silhouettes
Weird.
that were showing up. There was, like, the ones I remember were, there was one that was just like outside of a window, and you couldn't really see who the person was. It was like this, like a kind of a charcoal outline.
Do you think he lives back here?
I think maybe, yeah.
What did he look like?
He was running, so I didn't really get that good a look at him, but
We saw a
He's-
guy going through the trash across town.
he was, kind of rough, had long, did you say blonde hair?
Yeah, like, just real dirty.
Dirty.
Yeah.
Long hair, dirty, kind of matted, hadn't been cleaned in a while. So,
Does that sound like the guy that we saw?
Yeah, similar.
Okay.
Hmm.
Did I notice what that guy was wearing? I don't remember.
No, I mean, like, you
Probably
just
not.
saw him
Yeah.
quickly.
Could be the same guy, I guess.
maybe.
We were saying, like, there's a shelter in town. It's wild that the shelter doesn't have enough food, and we're thinking maybe we could go around, like, collect some food and, just see what people have extra for the
Yeah.
shelter. I know a lot of people are out of their homes now because of the
Yeah.
flood, but I don't know. It just sucks that somebody has to go through the trash.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Unless maybe chooses not to go to the shelter for some reason.
That does happen.
You said you thought he was living back here? Maybe we could leave him a note.
Yeah.
See if he needs help.
Yeah, let's do something.
Okay. Well, get some paper and write a note.
I don't think we can leave Sandwich. I mean, that wouldn't go
it'll probably get gross.
bad.
Yeah, or little tracked
Um,
wildlife.
Oh, is there a vending machine in here?
Probably not.
No. All right. Are there any Twinkies in the cupboard?
Roll for Twinkies.
If they're not local, they may not know about where the shelter is, so we should leave that information as
Yeah.
well.
That's a good idea.
And we could leave like a pencil, and they could leave us a note if they don't want to stick around and talk.
Did you see? Was there any writing on their like artwork, or was it just drawings?
I think you described it was just all
drawings.
drawings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there were some window silhouettes, and then a big hand holding a little hand, and this wasn't here last night, so he must have come back. So probably it's a regular
Maybe they'll come back again.
Well,
location. So if we want to, leave
Maybe
it a
they
note,
feel
let him
safe
know
here.
where the shelter is, or
Yeah.
that
I
there's
think-
some things that can help.
I think
I don't
we
see
should
it's
draw a
such
map to the
bad-
shelter because we don't know if the person can read.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
If there's only pictures and there's no words in their drawings, maybe they might have a
Yeah.
literacy issue.
I can do that.
Yeah, that's a good
Okay.
idea.
And I think my map drawing skills are unreasonably precise and to scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily super fast, but just like zoop, that's how long that road is.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
It is to scale.
yeah.
It is not the average person that starts
Yeah.
drawing a map and then realizes, like, oh crap, I made this one too long
Right.
for the paper.
Apologies for the crudity of my map.
Yeah. Crash Quest maps are very accurate.
I love you. Yay.
Well, a lot of people come in and out of the library, so I'll keep an eye out there too.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and I don't know, maybe we can leave him some more paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have an extra notebook in my bag.
Yeah.
Sure. You can assemble like a package of stuff.
A care package.
Yeah, and I'll set it up back behind the dumpster.
Yeah, let's see if we can't get them somewhere more secure, though, because
Yeah.
it's problematic.
Sure.
Yeah. God. Especially
Yeah,
with that.
It's summer now, but in the winter, this is not going to be a good place to live
Yeah.
outside.
Good at all.
I'm sure it's not nice now in summer either. It gets freaking hot out there.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's been at night with the cold.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
dangerous.
It's both. Okay.
And then I'll leave a note for Maggie too, like on the register,
Okay.
letting her know that I've seen a guy back there, and we left him some paper and some directions on the shelter and to get help, but
Maybe
know,
don't
to-
go out there by yourself.
to keep an eye out and be careful.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. You guys are very thorough.
We've gamed with you before.
You will defeat my hobo plan.
It's like the whole thing where you have the genie wishes and you've got to be really specific
Yeah.
about
It's
the
the
wish.
Wishmaster genie, yeah.
We've solved your homeless guy puzzle.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Gonna get this Weresquatch the help he needs to survive.
Till he can be released to the wild with his people.
Yep. Or move into a nice apartment.
Or-
Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Suburban Weird Squatch, next on ABC.
Yeah. Whatever they're more comfortable doing.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so...
and I take a bunch of sandwiches home to Maddie.
Yes. So, you guys, you're just heading home, right?
Yeah.
Cool. You get home, no incident, no problem. You get Colin home, no problem.
Just in time to get the hungry man in the oven.
Oh, hungry man today.
Yeah.
You can probably take sandwiches too, if you didn't want to cook.
She's not going to eat a sandwich.
Oh, okay.
I see.
She
Yeah.
doesn't know where that sandwich has been.
She's just not going to eat it.
Check. You get Cassie back to the lab. I'm sorry, one more time. You asked Victoria to look for...
The
Oh,
information on magnetrains?
I think it was the information about the Magnetrain ship.
Oh, yeah. If there
yes.
were any, like,
missing, or
Yeah, yeah.
uncharted, or
registered missing.
She lets you know that there are actually quite a few in the greater Nevada area. A lot of it's probably because there's a lot of non-populated areas, so they kind of drift, and then nobody bothers to move them.
Yeah.
Like over-populated towns and stuff, people feel pretty nervous about. Like, oh, there's just a drifting ship in the sky.
Yeah, hope it doesn't fall out of the sky.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So authorities have to do stuff in places, but out over the middle of the desert, nobody.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll jot down a few of the closest ones, because, like, well, that'd be a really handy thing to go and grab. A little work
Yeah.
platform.
For sure.
Could do all kinds of research on there.
Or supervillainy. I mean, just saying.
Wait, what did I say?
Yeah, research.
Yeah.
So, then, Midge, you get all set up at the dock,
Yeah.
parked in the shadows, far enough away that you're not going to be noticed, but
Yeah.
yeah, you're all good for that. You kind of settle in for the beginning of the night. We'll see where that goes next time. But Crash, you get home.
Oh no, I felt it coming.
You get home and there's just like super loud music
Oh,
in Maddie's room.
that's better than not being there.
No, I mean, yeah. It appears that she's home.
Is her door closed?
Yes.
I'll knock on her door.
Okay. She's like, just a second.
What do your robot ears hear?
Do you want to investigate?
Yes.
Okay, roll.
I mean, I'm not going to fling the door open.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
mind
okay.
investigate.
Yeah.
Then you can ask questions.
One.
Okay. So you get 2 questions.
Okay. Is anyone in the room with her?
Not that you can hear.
Okay. What kind of music? Oh, this is not one of my questions. What kind of music is she
He has a
playing?
gag.
I think you said she was grungy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like Nirvana,
Yeah.
something. Okay. Soundgarden.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, second question. Why does she need a second? Like, what is she doing?
You hear her like. It sounds like she's gotten up off
Okay.
the bed
Oh,
and
so-
like 2 or 3 steps, and then the music turns down,
Okay.
and then 2 or 3 steps, and she opens the door.
Okay.
When she does open the door, you can tell, like, the phone she has, because she has a phone in her room,
Yeah.
because it's half her house.
That's fine. Yeah. that's not a fight I was gonna win. You pick your battles.
But like the phone on her, is on her bed.
Yeah.
Like she probably was talking to somebody.
Okay. Sure. But there's no one else in the room.
Not that you see.
Okay.
The window is open, but it's summertime
Yeah.
in the desert.
Yeah, that's fine. Aren't we? I think our bedrooms are on the second floor anyway.
Yeah, that stopped you guys from climbing in and out
Yep.
of windows all the time.
That's a foolproof. Wait a minute.
Yep.
All right, so I just hold up the bag of sandwiches like, hey, I brought home a bunch of sandwiches if you want, or I can make something.
No, she's like, sandwich, awesome.
Okay. How's school?
Oh, good. It was
Yeah.
a good day.
All right. Sorry I wasn't there to pick you up today.
Oh, it's all right.
We had the funeral for Jack.
Oh,
I
yeah,
told you
that's what
about
you were
that.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And we ended up hanging out at the record store, so that was... Anyway, I can pick you up tomorrow.
Okay.
Won't be a problem.
Well, if you're busy, it's fine. Just let me know.
No. I want to make time. So that's... I'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything okay? You got keeping up with your work?
Yeah. I did my homework
Okay.
earlier, and then I would just listen to music.
Cool. When it gets later, plug your headphones in, or the neighbors are going to call again.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, just let me know if you need anything. I think I'm going to make a pizza, so...
Oh, okay. Well, I think I'm good with sandwich. Sounds
Okay.
good.
All right. Well, I'll just be reading in the living room.
She takes like 3 sandwiches.
Yeah. Okay. Ideally, there's a Sasquatch living under her bed.
Well, she's also a teenager.
Yes.
Like, all teenagers have the unearthly ability to eat.
Yeah, but I didn't personally experience that, right? And I'm like, as soon as possible, overcame the psychosomatic need to eat. Okay. So yeah, I'll just leave her in there.
Sure. Excuse me. I think when you take the TV dinner in after it's been in the oven for a while, your mom is watching Jeopardy.
How?
It's 9:30 at night. Somehow Jeopardy is on.
She's set up one of those 8-foot satellite dishes in the backyard to be like,
Hong Kong Jeopardy.
I just watched Jeopardy. But
Tapped into the Jeopardy dimension.
she's like, oh, hey, and you come in and you give her TV dinner, and she's like, this man stopped by today, and he dropped this off for you.
Who?
I don't know. Not anybody I've ever seen before.
Okay.
And like she reaches over and fumbles like the traditional old person on like a double bed.
Yep.
Like they have like 4 different remotes
Yep.
and like 2 boxes of tissues and like all these supplies that they might need next to them. But like she reaches over and fiddles through that a bit, and then she pulls out. It looks like a standard envelope, but it looks like it's made out of chrome.
Ooh.
Like it's super silvery.
Okay.
Like somebody took an envelope and spray painted it chrome.
Yeah.
And she hands it to you.
Shiny and chrome.
I say,
Related.
thanks.
Yeah.
I put it away.
Okay. So he goes, all right. Well, thanks for dinner. Did you have a good day?
Yeah, it was all right.
Okay.
And then I leave. I just set it down and I look at it.
It does not aggressively attack.
I know.
So you witness it?
I'm witnessing it all
Yes.
shiny and chrome.
Yes.
I am very hesitant to open this up.
Okay.
And you know what? I call Cassie.
Okay.
Say, hey, I got something here. I don't know what to do with it.
What kind of something is it?
It's an envelope.
Okay.
It's all silver.
Ooh.
You should see it. I don't think I want this.
Okay.
It's got your name on the outside.
It's got my name on it, and I don't think I want this.
How far is Colin's house from my lab?
I mean, it only took you like 10 minutes, 15 minutes to get there.
Okay. I'll probably bike over there.
Okay.
I don't want to bother Cash. He's with his sister.
Okay. You don't have a car then?
No, Cassie
Okay.
doesn't have a car.
Okay.
That's why Crash drives her everywhere. I don't have time for that. Yeah, I'll ride my bike over there.
Okay. So that takes like a half hour.
Okay.
Because Crash drove pretty fast.
Yeah. That's fair. It's like,
I'm the Motorhead.
I'll be over in like a half hour. I'm going to bike over.
Okay.
Before I leave, though, because it's probably what she was working on, she's going to ask Victoria to, like, try and track down Technopagan 42
Okay.
on the message boards, or, like, any information about her that we can find, so we can get, like, what her actual
Okay.
real name is.
Write down in your notes for next time that we'll start with a roll for Victoria's research.
Okay, perfect. And then I'll bike over.
You get to his house uneventfully. He's sitting in the living room staring at this chrome
Still
envelope.
staring at this chrome envelope.
Staring at it.
Is it sealed?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Is it a shiny chrome paper?
Yeah, it feels like paper.
Okay.
Metallic-y paper.
Metallic paper, okay. Let's steam it open.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay.
Was there a battery of other tests, like you weighed it, you got calipers, so you have like to micrometer how
Probably.
it is?
We shook it.
Yeah.
We shake it. What happens?
Shake test.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's something inside it.
Okay. Measure the like
Probably
thickness
paper.
of it.
It's not like a weird bulge or something
I
like.
don't-
Hold it up to the light.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's.
I don't like
It's
where
oddly,
going.
it's a chrome envelope and it's shaped like that T-virus tube from Resident Evil. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what could be in there. No.
Such intricate papercraft.
Well, just in case, put on gloves, because like in her mind, Crash is like, put on gloves.
Yes. I was gonna say it, and I edited because I'm not there. I'm so glad
She
you
like
said that.
goes to touch it and was like, nope, Crash voice, put on gloves, safety first.
Yay.
Okay. Let's
So you
open
put
this
on
thing.
gloves. You know that Colin and his mom both touched it and they're alive.
Yeah.
That's
Gets
true.
out one of like
So far.
Colin's mom's 12 irons and like plugs it in to steam this envelope open.
Sure. And you get it steamed open, like it releases after a little while.
Yeah.
And inside there is a, like...
It's a ticket.
You didn't see that coming? Oh, wow. Like,
That's the most crash response ever.
so good. Oh, man. I really didn't. So inside there is this
He's got a golden
ticket that is, like, got a perforation down the side, and it's like, you are hereby invited to the Machine God 3 first ever tournament live. Not the next Saturday coming up in 4 days, but the week after that Saturday. And then on the back of the ticket it says, it gives you a geographic coordinate.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
So like
a latitude and longitude.
yeah, minutes and hours and minutes. Yeah, the whole.
All right. I'm not going to that, right?
I think we're all going.
There is just one ticket.
It's just one ticket.
What's it made of?
It looks like it's made out of foil, or it's like embossed metal.
Metal. I could probably replicate that.
I have embossing tools.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we'll leave it.
I definitely am not going to that.
So,
Yes, we are.
one way or the other.
I'm not going to the tournament that no one comes back from.
It hasn't even happened yet.
I can't believe it took me
You're a
that long.
seeker. Of course
Yeah,
you're going.
that was
You
real
gotta
good.
find the mystery.
Now, did you anticipate the drama that would ensue around opening the envelope?
No. Not even a little bit. I thought it was going to be okay, what's this?
Rip?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a ticket. And I would be like, all right, that's where we're going to end
Full
it tonight.
hazmat suit. Let's open this envelope.
Oh, I've lived in this town long enough. This is not good. Obviously not good.
I love it. I love it.
So I have some ideas for the episode title
Okay.
for our ongoing TV show here.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Rider in the Sky, Harmony, or Invitations, which I think works on a metaphorical level as well as on a final end credits level.
Nice.
So I don't know if anyone has any favorites or what they like, but
Or just invitation.
Invitation.
Yeah, I think that works.
Invitation.
Cool. So we can do the actual 5 questions next time.
Okay.
Save a little time tonight, but we should do we'll go around and everybody can assign their bonus EXP
right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
while it's still fresh in everybody's head. Anybody want to start?
Sure.
Oh.
I think that Nick did a really good job with Danny's eulogy, seeing as I threw that in his word real fast.
Agreed.
I'm super excited to listen to it later.
All right.
Agree.
Thank you.
I have to say Jason for that beautiful crash moment we just had.
I'm crying. I was laughing so hard.
Semi-unintentional, it was incredible.
It was pretty amazing.
So mark down one for yourself.
Thank you.
Pull it together. Mark down your EXP.
Just the sound and look of wonder. So good.
That's when it happened. I was like,
Wait,
I
what?
was taken aback. Because I was like, no one could be shocked by this turn of events. This guy.
Oh, the ticket we all saw
I might
coming?
as well have built a telegraph. The guy put up phone poles and ran wires across the Wild West.
Oh my.
Lovely.
I'll give one to Samantha for the excellent theremin playing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Mine's going to Jay for noping out of that envelope.
Yeah. That was hard right there. Mine is also for Danny for choosing to use that extra success while playing music to engage with Midge and pull that in was just like a really strong story tie that I was really glad that happened. So Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody. This has been episode 2 of our Things from the Flood game. Insert coin Floodwater. We will be back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
For our episode 3, where we can dive farther into mysteries, since we have now laid the ground foundation of 18 mysteries.
Or one mystery.
Yeah, with 18 facets.
I don't know if I'm that
One
well
of which is a
crafted.
wear-squatch.
But we'll see. We'll see.
3.5 of which are wear-squatch.
Yes.
Once again, you can visit happyjacks.org/shows to find our show and all the others from our network. And in a short amount of time, this will be available on the YouTubes for video streaming purposes. And then a shorter time after that, it will be available in podcast format out there. Yeah. And then let's go around and see what's going on.
I'm here every Monday, so you guys are stuck with me. But I'm also here every Monday with other lovely people that are at this table, because alternating Mondays, we're playing in Jason's Shadowrun game, Greenwood Collective, which is super fun.
And why I almost called you Gremlin.
And almost actually did.
Then I stopped myself. I was just like, I don't know the right word. Make word come out.
And when I'm not here at Happy Jacks, I'm over at 12-Sided Stories, and right now I'm running a game of Vampire 5e called Unquiet Blood. It's a podcast. It is highly produced with sound effects and music and all of that kind of stuff. So
More
check out
episodes now.
12-Sided Stories.
More.
I think my favorite thing is the phone effect that he does every time
Yeah.
he's talking on the phone.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And it just slides in real fast.
Yeah.
And like the first time it happened, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
cool.
Wes does all these like Foley sound effects. If
Yeah.
you're not listening to 12-Sided Stories, I don't know what to say to you.
Go listen, right?
Yeah.
That's a thing that should be said.
Yes, you can find me here on the other Mondays, also in the Shadowrun game. Content warning: spiders. It gets a little weird and gross. Sorry about it. But that's it.
Jay, you can also find me in the Shadowrun game
Oh yeah.
every other week.
Like half the cast
So,
is here.
Yep, half the cast is here. And then you can also find me on the internets at jculture on the Twitters.
Yeah, I'm on the Twitters, I guess, a bit. At Sungrowler, if you don't know by now. But it's probably right under here right now.
It is.
But I did just guest on a podcast called Games We Never Play, which is at gamesweneverplay.com.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them.
And we did a West End Star Wars mini run to celebrate Life Day. So that'll be out
Nice.
for the next 4 weeks. You can listen right now to our character creation episode, and then we'll play a couple episodes and then break it down.
I mean, it's got to be better than watching the Life Day movie, right?
You bite your tongue. That is a holiday tradition that I just have found within the past 2 years. Even though I've been a huge fan, didn't know it existed, but now I do. It's fantastic. Drink heavily.
I can see the point. Yeah, I'm here for this. I'm also opposite Mondays for Shadowrun. I'm the GM for Shadowrun, and I'm playing in our Wednesday game, Eidolon Academy, run by Kimmy, and that one is going every Wednesday as opposed to every other Wednesday. So tune into that for lots of teenage superhero angst.
Sweet.
Yeah, good times.
Very cool. Well, thanks everybody. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Bye.
If I told you the things I've seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days,